problems, one drink at a time. Each week in this podcast, the topics of today and tomorrow are discussed while we sample some of the finest libations known to man. Join us. We are your hosts, Brian and Britt.
Check us out. All right. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to the show. We're here at Cedar, and we're going to do some drinks.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about some fun stuff. So, I'm ready. Why don't we start over here on this side of the table? We'll start with Nick. Nick, welcome to the show. Give you your stats.
Let's see. I own Cedar. I'm the operating owner and bartend, bar back mostly anymore. And located in Countryside Village, 87th Pacific, and that's where we're at.
Nice, nice.
And what is, so let's talk about what Cedar is specifically.
It's just a neighborhood lounge, really.
Mm-hmm.
But we draw from all over town. Like, people come from all over to come down here, but it's a majority of kind of a local neighborhood bar.
Yeah.
With
it's kind of centrally located now.
Yeah, nice cocktails, not over-the-top cocktails, but they're nice. Good little wine list, you know, red and white wine, 6-5 each, depending on the week. And that's it. Microbrews and Busch Light.
And the Busch Light, yeah. Nice.
And
Yeah.
you've got one of your bartenders here.
I do. This is Sean Rediger to my left.
Nice. Have you been with him since the beginning, Sean, or are you?
Almost the beginning.
Almost
About
the beginning.
2 months shy of the beginning.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Well, I started off as his #1 customer because the bar opened up 50 steps out my front door.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And yeah, you couldn't get rid of me after that.
Nice.
Did you live in the basement somewhere in one of these buildings?
Playing video games with my mom, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the first things that got me when I was walking in here is just the handle to get into this place. It's like a mermaid.
Yeah, siren, mermaid.
So I have to grab her boobies, essentially.
Yeah.
to get in the door?
Yeah. That just was found at a thrift shop one day, walking down the street, and apparently it came from San Diego. Well, at least that's what I told everybody.
What a rare find.
Yeah. I want to go back to some of the offerings that you do here for beer, wine, and cocktails. The cocktail list, you do kind of like the old-fashioned stuff. And there was an article that I was reading that talked about all-natural cocktails. Why don't you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we just don't use any like high fructose corn syrup or red number 5 or anything that's like coloring in it. Make our own simple syrup, fresh press all of our juices, and and then just booze. So,
Right. And you have some special 2 different types of ice.
Yeah.
What's that about?
one's kind of for storage.
Yeah.
When we get busy, we have to ice beers down right away. So I need a smaller ice cube just to get beers cold really quick.
Yeah.
And then we also kind of turned it into our drinking ice for water, so we don't run out of the big ice cubes. The big ice cubes they melt slower.
Right. Is it the ball or the cube or?
It's a cold draft machine. They're like an 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 cube.
Gotcha.
And it's just kind of a nice touch.
Yeah, those are
So-
nice. I like the bigger ice cubes in a drink. Doesn't water it down.
Yeah.
It cools it off quick. I
Yeah.
like that.
Speaking of drinks, I think we need to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's our first drink offering here?
Are we going to do the wine?
I'm kind of eyeing that Busch Light.
Oh, okay. Let's do the So, yeah, this is kind of the staple, right? This Busch Light, just because it's one of your favorite beers, or the only beer that you really drink.
Well, it's the king of beers, first of all. But that whole hipster movement with the PBR that started in like New York 15 years ago, and now it's all over Omaha still and whatever. I just kind of went another way because Busch Light, I think, is a cleaner beer than PBR, and it doesn't have the hipster the tag on it,
Right.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Cheers to that.
This is the Busch Light Reserve, by the way.
It's good.
Yeah.
You know?
I always joke that these type of beers are how I like to hydrate, just because the alcohol content's low and is a good,
Didn't
clean,
Sean
crisp beer.
do something to you?
Yeah, so that was a funny story. The first time that I was in and actually ordered a drink, I got a old fashioned and I asked for a water, and Sean got me a Busch Light. I was like, touche, awesome. That's
called upselling.
That's how I like to hydrate. It's a little hops in my water.
Well, I like to serve drinks how I like to have them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that was great. It was perfect. It's one of my favorite bar stories. It's great.
Sean, when Sean first started, we have a drink on the menu. It's a cava cocktail, and it's Spanish cava with blackcurrant liqueur and orange bitters. And second day Sean was working, he was like, "What's that Mexican champagne again?" I'm like, "No, it's actually Spanish cava, but
whatever."
So then I googled Mexican champagne. I couldn't even find anything for it. So.
Yeah, they don't make it down there.
I don't think it's there.
Yeah.
No, I actually thought it was the Pacific Island kava root.
Oh, gotcha.
That national medicinal, like the Fijians drink for their ceremony and whatnot. So I'm like, oh, sweet, you actually serve that kava root here?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
is that how that went?
Yeah, that's how that went. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was the natural kava root.
Okay.
Nice.
I missed the mark on that.
Yeah. Good story, though.
Also, with the cocktails, you also have an RO unit for your water, so you have crisp, clean water.
Yep.
You're doing it up right. I like that.
So we have a soda gun that's custom made. It's actually a seltzer gun because there's no sodium, and it's through the RO also. There's a spigot for the RO tap that's still water, and then it's also lined to the soda machine and my ice machines too.
Wow. Nice.
So you're getting like pure, clean, reverse osmosis water with all of your cocktails and drinking water.
Yeah.
So the soda gun, or like soda gun, the seltzer gun only has one button and it only does seltzer water.
Huh.
So
Nice.
that's why it's kind of custom.
Very
So,
cool.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are listening in or watching, and we got several people on actually, we are in the bar. So there's going to be noises from the bar. There's people talking. You're going to hear that in the background.
Speaking of that, we don't own the rights to any of the music that's being played right now, so don't sue us.
Yeah.
It's just background noise.
Yeah, it's just background music here. Let's talk about some of the. You also do gourmet snacks here, also.
Yeah,
So,
Sean, can you talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, the gourmet smacks, we didn't want to lean towards regular bar food that a lot of bars have. We don't have a hot kitchen, but we chose to do a higher end charcuterie plate type of scenario. With some, Brewing Cow, which is one of Nick's friends that has a cheese up in Wisconsin. Is that where it is?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
the place to get cheese.
It is the place to get cheese, and it's a privately owned family operation. So we serve cheese and crackers plates and hummus plates with pita, meat cheese,
Corn
corn nuts.
Nice.
So
So you don't have a kitchen. It's just more like ready-made snacks already.
Yeah, we just put down. It's prepared food. We're just
Well, you guys
putting
have
on
a
plates.
little meat and cheese plate,
Charcuterie.
which actually kind of saved me the other day. I popped in here, I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I'm like, I'm starving. I haven't had anything. And they're like, oh, meat and cheese, here you go. And it was actually awesome.
Yeah,
You got some hummus too. With
hummus. Yeah,
nice pita chips.
pita chips.
Nice.
Yeah,
well, we're not only here doing save lives, but also enhance lives.
There we go. There, right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, Britt kind of talked about the hours. He was here at 1 o'clock in the morning. So what are the hours? I see that every day of the week is the same, which makes it easy.
Yeah, that's 3 o'clock.
3 p.m.
But then the sign on the door says 3 to close.
Yeah.
And it's usually 2 o'clock in
2
the
in the
morning.
morning.
But
Usually.
on a
So-
Sunday, Monday, sometimes it's 1.
If you need your late night fix, this is the place to be.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be here. Yeah.
Nice.
We have a lot of service industry people that hang out here.
Oh yeah.
Anybody in the restaurant business, we give 25% off to all the time.
Oh really? Nice.
So-
Well, you just have to mention that they work in the service industry or where they work or whatever.
Or we usually know them.
Oh, gotcha. You got your regulars.
Yeah.
I'm in the
So-
industry and I serve people. Can I get a discount?
Yes, you can.
What industry are you in, sir?
AV.
Yeah, well,
But I have clientele.
yeah, well,
I have the service.
yeah, well, the Sunday, Monday nights, that's when most of the restaurants and all the
Yeah,
service
no,
industry people tend to be getting off their weekend shifts.
Sure,
so
yeah.
and
I get it.
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
kind of known for Sunday, Monday that I'm still the guy that's staying open till 2 to handle those people. So
Nice.
come on and service people.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Britt.
Yeah,
Your question?
I was just going to say Cedar. How did we come up with the name Cedar?
So I was a general contractor on this for the most part. I kind of borrowed someone's license and I built the place out and designed it, all that. So I spent a lot of time in here, and I was thinking, like, it was kind of like bothering me. I was like, I can't figure out a name for this place.
You
that's
need a
not
cool
cheesy
name.
and
Yeah.
like that. Something you can't make fun of, pretty much.
Right.
So I just went on a walk, and 7 blocks south of here, 6 blocks south of here, Cedar Street, and I'm like, I'm just gonna make a cedar bar top, and that's it.
So that bar top, Cedar.
Cedar.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Looks like hickory or maple, but it's actually cedar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sure, not light.
Looks like a shuffleboard table too, with nothing on it. We have done live candle shuffleboard here late at night before.
Really? Oh wow.
Pretty fun.
Nice.
I was just about to say there's never been a shuffleboard game played here.
Now, Nick, you're from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a local boy,
Yeah.
local business owner.
Yeah.
Went to West Side.
Yep.
For those of you that went to the West Side District.
Oh,
Sean,
true.
are you from here? Or?
No, I moved in this neighborhood in '96. I was originally born in Lincoln and then grew up in Lincoln on the East Coast, but I moved here in '96 for work and I've been here ever since.
You're local-ish.
Local-ish.
From-
I've been in the 68114 since I've been here, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Local Hessian.
Yeah. Local hash.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Is this now, Nick? Is this your first time owning a
It is,
business?
yeah.
So what made you want to?
Yeah, what made
Open
you
a
want to
bar?
open a bar?
Well, I've always been in this business, restaurant bar business, like pretty much all my life, and worked for a lot of different people. Worked with a lot of great people, but I guess what am I wearing right now? Check out my outfit.
Black shirt? I don't know.
I'm wearing
Sweater?
Adidas sweatpants,
And a
with
sweater?
white stripes, a sweater, a backwards hat,
Fubu
and
socks.
FUBU socks.
Just the laid back.
No underwear, and and I just I just got tired of wearing that Fuddruckers uniform all the time, and I just
You
decided
need to put more
boys.
pins on
Yeah,
there. You
yeah, that's pretty much it.
accessorize.
Now, do you have like a bartending background, or
Yeah,
is that mainly why you wanted to open a bar?
yeah, pretty much.
And bar is kind of like a misnomer. I mean, this is more.
I just know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like I think I know how to do it. And I just got tired of other people's ideas, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do it the way it should be done. And
Right.
I guess that's what I'm doing. So
Nice. I like the feel of the place, the ambiance, and all that.
Well, as you can tell, it's very dimly lit in here, but you have great artwork on the walls. You guys,
Which is local art, right?
yeah.
We're-
Just different people I know, artists that I met over the years. Every 3 months, every 4 months, 5 months, we'll switch them out and put a new artist up, and they're all for sale. Like this big cock over here on the wall.
That's the cock under glass.
Yeah.
$300. Friend of mine, Ann Thompson.
This is going to be really
cool piece.
interesting for the people that actually listen to this and don't watch it. It's an actual chicken. It's not. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
rooster.
What I say? Cock.
Close your eyes and listen, everyone.
Can you say big cock on the air?
It's fine. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
those aren't bad words.
Now, is there anything in particular here that strikes you, or do you just you like you said, you know people, so you just bring in their stuff to highlight?
Yeah, I bring them like to kind of use my place as a gallery for them, and let them make some money. Yeah.
Nice.
Sean's done some art in here. What was it? Intergalactic.
Intergalactic Astral Juggernaut.
Yeah, that's right. That was a great series.
I'm the Juggernaut.
I'm the,
Sean.
Intergalactic Juggernaut.
There we go. Perfect. Kind of loud in the ears.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's nice.
Lovely.
But yeah, actually, Sean sold a piece somehow when he had this art hanging up.
Somehow, it's a glowing review right there.
yeah, it is.
Do you remember the little card that went with it, like what it said?
Oh man.
If you could repeat that right now, it'd be unbelievable.
No, I don't remember. It was several sentences, but it was called the Love Bot. You know, Love Bots need love too. He's just a robot standing on top of the earth with a peace sign. You
Oh,
know,
nice.
I used to have him in my living room. So every morning I wake up, I'm like, hey buddy, just gonna have to look, hey buddy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think are we ready for the
Yeah.
the second? Are we going to do the wine?
Sure.
Is that what's next?
Yeah, let's try some wine.
Why don't we
Yeah.
talk about what the wine is here?
Yeah, because you have quite a nice wine selection here.
Yeah, we
to choose
do.
from.
It changes all the time. Weekly, monthly, whatever. Just depends what we have, how fast we go through, whatever we bring in. Thanks. I try to carry some European wines up there. A lot of Italy, French. I don't know, and Australian once in a while. I like the California stuff, but we try to keep it a little more diverse.
Sure.
So yeah, you know, we're doing a lot of Washington and Oregon stuff right now too.
What are we drinking on here?
This is Coto de Hayas, and it's a Tempranillo and Grenache blend,
Syrah.
and a little bit of Syrah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cheers, fellas. Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Ching
Wine.
ching.
Thank you. Oh, that's
yeah.
nice. That's an easy drinker.
Yeah, it
Look
is.
at the legs on that.
If
Super,
you,
super easy.
I'd say if you didn't like red wine, I'd start with this. Because, I mean, that's just smooth.
I mean, yeah. If I was on a first date, I'd definitely put this in front of her. You know,
Yeah.
like
We didn't talk about the Busch Light much because everybody knows Busch Light.
Yeah, it's
but,
Busch Light.
Yeah.
Well, the slow nights when the Tinder dates roll in, they really want help finding a nice wine. So
So this is a good one then? Is
yeah,
this-
we really try to make those guys look like superstars.
Nice. Is this one you carry on the regular?
no, actually just came in today.
Oh, really? Nice. Nice.
You guys get a lot of Tinder dates?
In the slow parts of the week, yeah,
So how do you know that they're on a Tinder date?
it is just so
You
completely
can-
obvious.
You can see the awkwardness. You can cut it.
Well, oddly enough, there's a few regulars that come in and like, you know, will come in and say, I have a Tinder date coming in. And like, so someone will kind of set it up to make sure, you know, like, hey, make me look like a superstar. But then there's other times where it's new people where they think the bartenders don't know anything, but we see and hear everything, just so you know.
Wait,
You think you're being slick.
What is Tinder? Tinder?
It's a dating app.
Are you talking about Timber, the restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is also here in Countryside Village.
Okay, that place is great, by the way.
Yes, it is.
When I first started coming here, I was getting confused because you guys, I mean, it's both wood, right? Timber
Yeah.
and cedar. And I'm just like, no. Which one was it? But yeah, cedar.
Now you
Cedar,
guys,
yeah.
so I heard
Cedar.
that like a lot of the business owners, you guys get together and just hang out.
Every Wednesday we kind of just like hang out for a half hour, just talk about how business is going. And,
Nice.
we did a couple different ad campaigns together.
And you
Yeah.
and all you the ones that you get together with are all the alcohol places, which is a new thing
True.
here to Countryside Village,
Yeah.
relatively new in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Or so?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years is when I opened, and I think I was the first one here.
So you were, what, 2015?
15, yeah. November 19th, 2015.
Oh
There you
wow!
go. A couple days before my birthday.
Yeah,
Happy birthday. Belated.
Belated, yeah.
nice.
But yeah, this place opened, this place was erected in 1953.
Yeah, it was like the original shopping mall.
Yeah.
The strip mall in
And
Omaha.
there's never been standalone bars in here.
No, not until the last
Now
3 years.
there's 3 of them. Kind of cool. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and if you count Timber, then you got
Yeah,
4.
that's a restaurant bar, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure.
Yep. So, to go from none to 4 in the last 3 years, that's great.
Love to see a couple more.
Well, you know, you got to bring the people here, and this is one way of doing it. You know, people do drink.
Yeah, I've been hiring Sean too. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
he brings the people in.
Oh yeah.
I sell the sizzle.
Oh yeah.
Sell the sizzle. Nice. How do you like being in Countryside Village? Being as like you guys are kind of relatively new to the scene here in Countryside Village, as it's an old mall. How do you like the vibe, the feel, the area of town?
I think it's well. First of all, it's in the very heart of Omaha,
Right. Absolutely.
so I think it's easy to get to from a lot of the surrounding areas.
Omaha's a pretty easy town to get, like anywhere you want to get to in like 20 minutes. Really.
Yeah. So the location's great. I really miss Krug's, that men's clothing store, like in the 90s.
Yeah.
Where I used to get my Coogie sweaters.
But now you can go to the Simple Man and get your
yeah.
stuff.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
great place, great
Yeah,
place.
Go see Boyd out there, and
Cool guy.
yeah. Went to high school with him.
Oh, nice.
Graduated with him.
I thought he was homeschooled, but
No. Does it give off the vibe? Is that
no.
just you always thought?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but no, it's a great little spot, and it's people are starting to figure out that this place is going again,
Yeah.
and it's nice.
Now,
I'd have to think that's partly due to us in this radio show because I think we've done Inkwell, we've done Casual Pint, now we're doing you guys. So
I thought maybe
keep it going.
I thought it was like Todd and Tyler, but yeah, okay.
we're like 112 notches below that. Yeah.
We are all here to make the blue marble spin.
There we go. Exactly. Cheers to that. Now, being is that you are a West Side graduate, is that why you like this place is like home to you? Is that why you chose the location here, or just came
No.
just like the stars aligned, or?
Yeah, but I looked at several locations before, and downtown, midtown, before Blackstone was Blackstone,
Yeah.
and it just didn't really make sense for my menu and the clientele that I knew that I would think would come in here, which is super diverse, but a lot of local neighborhood people that come down, and I don't know, just
It's all right.
Yeah,
It's,
that's all right.
it's hard for me. I'm getting emotional. I'm getting really emotional, guys.
No, it is one of the most eclectic clientele, just from my perspective of being in the neighborhood and now working here. It is one of the most eclectic clientele I've seen. Yeah.
You butt up to some neighborhoods with $1 million houses. Like, I live just 0.8 miles away from this place, so I'm super close.
So draw a circle around this place, you can figure out where Britt lives.
Exactly.
How many feet is that?
It takes me like 2 minutes to get here.
Oh, nice.
What is it, 5,600 feet per
But
mile?
but my house butts up to those $1 million
38,
houses.
38.
So I'm sure you get that kind of clientele. I know that some of these businesses around here. Just last night, I was hanging out with a bunch of people from Union Pacific and the rail car system that they have there, and they just happened to mention Cedar, and I'm all like, "Funny you mentioned that." And I handed them up all the my business cards for Drink Talk, and I'm like, "I'm going to be there tomorrow night."
Yeah.
And I said, "We're going to go live 9:30. They're like, we'll probably be in bed. I'm like, I got you. I said, you can catch us on the rerun, But it's you could be sitting next to $1 million man, in this bar, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like Ted DiBiase, or
Sure, yeah.
you talking about pro wrestling?
Yeah.
I'll use his first name. His name's Terry. He was in here, so.
No idea. But
I thought it was Ric Flair.
but no, it's cool because like we do that whole restaurant appreciation deal with all the cooks and chefs and whatever, dishwashers, hostesses, anybody that comes in, we'll take care of them.
Yeah.
And then so that brings some like younger age, and then neighborhood. It's like a table of like 7-year-old people will be sitting next to a table of 25-year-old people, and it's just kind of cool.
It's super cool to see that. Yeah.
It works. You
Yeah.
know?
Karen's on, and she's like, here's what Karen from the Pint. She says Nick is a trailblazer, and he really helped revive Countryside Village. So that's amazing.
Amen to that.
Yeah, she put you up on that pedestal there.
God bless you, Karen.
I think she was talking about his elbow patch blazer that he wears.
Oh. Not trailblazer, it's a patch blazer.
I really like your jacket, Nick. Love Karen.
Yeah, I misread that. Sorry.
I think I lost it like 3 weeks ago.
It's around.
So the first thing besides the door handle walking in here, was the music that you guys play here. You guys got quite the list of music behind that bar.
It's all Sean, actually.
So I noticed that you have a bunch of vinyl as well, and a record player here too.
Yeah.
Do you guys do nights where you guys actually are playing records and stuff in here?
Yeah, it kind of depends on how busy it is.
Sure.
On the slower nights where it's nice and candlelit and dark, and where it's a smaller crowd where we can interact more one-on-one, we can talk to people, and they typically ask what's up there, and we'll spin some vinyl at that point. On the weekends it's a little more difficult when it's bumping.
You got to keep it rolling.
There's 100 people in here. We don't have time to DJ the vinyl, but yeah, we do both.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was in here on a Saturday night, and this place gets pumping. There's a great sound system in here.
Yeah, it took me about 5 tries to get it right, but finally got the right speakers in here, and I did it myself and didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, those are great speakers.
Yeah, they're nice speakers.
It's a 1971 Marantz.
Yeah, and it's powered by a 1971 Marantz and an old 75 dual turntable. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's got a good sound to it.
Yeah, I think it does.
Are we getting the next round of drinks? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, I think it's cocktail time.
Cocktail
the
time?
bartender's here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What are we doing?
I started with an old fashioned, but I want to try one of your Sazeracs.
Damn it, we're out of Sazerac.
Oh,
we're out of
dang
that.
Meaning to make one.
That's all right. So
Yeah, make one.
what, Sean, what do you
That's what we do here.
What are you doing there?
Well, I have mine. So
What do you suggest?
What is
then?
that?
let's go the Manhattan route.
Okay, I'll do a Manhattan then.
Let's do it. Yeah. Manhattan round.
Dose?
Yeah, I'll have a fuzzy navel.
Extra fuzz, please.
Yeah, I started with the old fashioned because I knew that's kind of your go to, or for here, this is like the #1 drink, right? Is the old fashioned?
I think it's a toss-up between that and cucumber smash that Sean made up a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
You came up with your own drink?
Well, it's my first drink on the board. It was kind of by accident. We were making Thai basil smashes, and we ran out of basil. So I was searching the refrigerator for something to make another smash with, and I found a cucumber. And now all of a sudden, I'm making about 100 of those a day.
Wow. Reinvented the wheel.
Yeah,
The cucumber wheel.
the kink in the wheel.
The cucumber wheel.
The cucumber wheel.
Or the kink in the wheel, whatever.
No, that's cool that you got your own drink up there.
Yeah.
You didn't name it after yourself either? You stayed humble?
Well, actually, a year previous, Nick did name a drink after me without my knowledge or permission.
I did?
Yeah, remember the 12 drinks of Christmas?
No.
It happened. Yeah, there's a Kappa something or another. You called it the Sean Rediger.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, never use my real name on the air.
I didn't even know your last name until now.
Yeah.
Just last night, I was bartending for these fine folks from UP, and I was asked to make a sidecar. And he has a quite extensive alcohol at his house. And he had Contour, I believe is what it's called. It's kind of an orange liqueur, you know. But I had to do that, and then he didn't have any oranges or anything, and I'm just like, how am I gonna? So I mixed a little brandy in with it, and then he had a grapefruit liqueur, and I just kind of splashed it a little bit on top of that, and they had it, and they were like, this is like the best sidecar I've ever had in my life. What is this all about? I'm like, it's not really a sidecar. It's kind of
Do you mind if I name it right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Juicy Couture.
The Juicy Couture. I like it.
I think it's Contro, but
Contro, yeah.
Couture is cool. Juicy Couture is pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I want that recipe, actually.
I'll get it to you guys.
Take your time, but
Yeah.
I need it for Christmas.
Yeah. No, I took what was left in the shaker, you know, and I tried it out, and I was like, man, this is
I
actually
love that
pretty
we
good.
have the cucumber smash on the board, too, because it's like more of a spring, summer drink, but we're just killing it in the fall with it. It's kind of fun.
Oh, no, you're good. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I'll move this over here.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right. Oh, get that out of the fire.
Forgot my fuzzy navel.
Yeah. Owners served last, apparently.
Oh, she's holding the sign up. We're out of peach schnapps.
That's how we communicate off camera.
God bless her.
So we talked about the music and the vibe a little bit. I heard you guys have some USB charge ports for the modern people here that need to charge their phone while they're here. So what's that all about?
UFC fighters?
Yeah, USB.
USB chargers.
Oh, USB chargers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So, like, every table has outlets? Or...
Like every 4 seats, yeah. You can plug into, like, just straight into the USB instead of having to have your charging block.
You know, that's handy because I sometimes DJ down at the Hive downtown.
Nice.
And
Gotta come down to that for sure.
it's a lot of fun. But I get women all the time.
What kind of DJing work do you do?
I play all genres of music. There's nothing that I leave out. I mean, we'll be going 80s, and then all of a sudden I'm hitting the new stuff. You know,
Little
that
Patrick
just came out.
Swayze.
Yeah, so I'm all over the place. I had one guy come up to me. He's like, "That was the most fun I've ever had. You just went anywhere and everywhere." And I'm like, "Yep, I don't care."
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That sounds good for the time.
But yeah, I always get women that come up to the bar or up to the DJ booth. They're like, "Oh, can I plug in my phone? Can you get a charger?" Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Wait, they're actually asking the DJ to charge the phone?
Yeah,
What I
right.
just heard?
I need the power for the equipment. How about that?
It's a easy booth to get in. It's just 3 steps and you're in the booth. You know,
Right on,
so
yeah, okay.
it's
2 worst questions you can ask a bartender.
Can you please charge my phone?
Can you please charge my phone?
And can I make a song request?
That's okay. Let's go 3 then. Can I get a water?
Well, yeah.
So obnoxious. That's why we have these Pizza Hut glasses for water for our water glasses.
I actually did a song request the other day.
I think they're godfathers.
The Thievery Corporation. You guys ever heard of them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The richest man in Babylon.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of my I don't know 5th or 6th buys of vinyl records, and it's like a 4-disc set. You know, and it's great.
Was that before or after Bob Marley chanted down Babylon?
Ooh. I don't know. I do not know.
the future is now, so it could have happened before.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's one of my favorites. They actually popped it on for me, and they were like, "What is this? This is actually kind of good," you know?
Nice. Where were you at?
Here,
Oh, shit.
right
Cool.
here.
Cool.
She pulled it up on the computer and popped it on for me, and it was great.
It's awesome.
But
We usually don't take requests, so that's
Well, it was a slow night. There was, I think, maybe 5 people in here, you know.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's really nice of her.
yeah, I might have been a little tipsy and really pushing it on her.
That's all right. She can handle it.
That's right.
Yeah, the best things usually happen when we're not here.
I'm gonna go in on this Manhattan. This looks delicious here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
She got you your drink,
Oh, she forgot about that, right? Oh, we'll wait. We can wait.
fuzzy navel.
I'll just drink this
Yeah.
red wine. It's fine.
Perfect. All right, cheers, gentlemen. What are we drinking here? Manhattans.
You and I. Ooh, that's sweet.
I wonder how we ran out of Sazerac when we have all the ingredients back there.
Wow, this is.
It's Sunday, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well,
It's Sunday.
If you don't have absinthe, you can't make Sazeracs, right?
Oh, no, we have absinthe though.
we got all the ingredients.
Yeah.
She just didn't know. I mean, you don't have to use Sazerac whiskey. You can just use a rye whiskey if you want.
Sure, but we have everything. I don't know why.
We'll talk to her later about that. We'll talk.
By the way, we don't take requests.
We make you the drink that we think you need.
Exactly.
What are all these animals doing on the table?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you. I noticed that you have an owl that is lit up with a little LED that changes colors.
Yeah.
I was kind of tripping me out the other day. I was looking at that thing and I'm like, oh, that is so weird and freaky that his eyes are glowing and
Yeah.
pretty awesome though.
Like about 5 minutes after I bought the mermaid door handle, I walked past another thrift store, and I saw that thing in the window, and I'm like, I could put like a colored light in this thing, and
Make it
gotta have
awesome.
that.
yeah, it's totally from the 70s, and yeah, pretty cool owl. It trips people out.
Well, and
a
you
little
have
bit.
the little golden one here. That one.
Everybody thinks it's a camera too.
Well,
Do you want to push your windscreen back onto your microphone there?
Yeah.
yeah, well, actually,
Get a
the
little
owl
windy in
gets
here.
the owl gets way deeper than that. Nick actually has a app on his phone that he can change the colors of the eyes in the owl. So every time he goes out of town and he turns the bar over to me, all of a sudden I look over and he's like messing with me from wherever city he's at, changing the colors of the eyes or the brightness, and starts freaking people out.
Got to keep you guys on your toes.
Yeah, just so I know he's watching.
Right?
Last time I did it, I was in Detroit.
That's awesome. Just messing with them. Very cool. So that kind of gets into the ambiance here, the vibe that you wanted to create. I like that you can hear all the people talking, and there's bars that I've been in that just the music was so loud you couldn't talk to anybody.
That's Saturday night.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It gets loud in here.
yeah,
Have you,
but-
have you ever seen the movie Roadhouse?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Can
Be
you imagine
nice.
how loud that place would have been?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Weren't they playing the band behind like a chicken wire?
Yeah.
No.
Not even plexiglass like
No,
chicken wire.
that was the Blues Brothers.
Was it?
Well, I think no.
Didn't you both?
I
Yeah,
think
you're right. It was both. Yeah, you're
It was
right.
both.
Yeah.
Both, yeah.
I was just watching Roadhouse the other day. Jake from the Hive gifted that to all the security guards and me.
Nice.
Nice.
Roadhouse. Great.
VHS or Beta or
DVD.
DVD. Nice.
Beta.
The beta.
I used to have it on Beta.
Thanks.
So.
I don't have any equipment to play
Gave
this
it on me,
anymore.
a laser disc.
I could never get into those. Like I just couldn't get into them for some reason.
Yeah.
Big CDs, no thank you.
This does not fit in my CD player. I don't. I had to fold it.
Doesn't
Imagine
fit
if
my
you
record
dropped it.
collection.
You'd think it'd break or something. Whoops.
Yeah. So we just kind of skipped all around, which is cool.
So this is your only location right here.
Yes, true. Yeah.
Any idea or thought for expansion?
Plans for the
Always,
future.
always. But
Always looking forward.
We can't talk about
I'm in
it.
no hurry, and I just
Liking what you're doing here.
liking what I'm doing here right now.
Oh, I mean, it's only been 3 years, so you're
I
just
think
getting
I have
settled.
it like pretty dialed in for like what it is now. Like all the improvements are done. And, ambiance is controlled with sound dampeners and whatever lighting and everything. I think I have everything right now, but I just want to sit back and chill and work here, and that's about it. Until I figure out the perfect location, and maybe we'll try something else. So
So I like these giant flowers that are in the mirrors. they look like little scrolls that are inside of them or something like that.
It's sheet music.
Sheet music.
Nice.
Huh? Who made that?
They just showed up 2 weeks ago. I walked in here. I have no idea. Nick,
Those
where
are
did come
really
from?
cool.
The same gal that drew the big cock. Her name is Ann Tomset. She has all the artwork in here right now,
They're beautiful.
except for that signed picture of Wayne Newton up there.
Was he here? Is that how you got that?
Yes.
No. So after I got
That's the kind of clientele we get here all the time.
After I found the owl, I walked past another thrift shop, and I saw that in the window, and I picked that up.
Nice. Well, and I see you got
was a good thrift day.
the store's picture above the women's restroom there.
Yeah,
As you walk in. Yeah.
Art Stores from the Old Stores Brewery. I think he was the son of Art Stores. I think they're both art. I'm not sure.
Anybody in Omaha knows the store's name. I mean, it's
Well, it's a
pretty-
shame that place went down. I mean,
They still have the expressway though, so it's okay.
they got this,
Arthur C.
yeah, down there by the river.
Yeah.
So I
The
worked down.
Rick's Boatyard.
Yeah,
the
old
one?
Rick's Boatyard, yeah. I worked down in that area, and I have a clear view of that. And then one day, there was firefighters using it as a training ground. You know, they were like cutting holes in the ceiling and stuff, and burning the place down.
Oh, it wasn't like a
essentially.
tall pink 4-story right up the
It was like
interstate
a
or
lighthouse.
highway. Lighthouse, yeah.
It was like a lighthouse
Yeah.
right next to the river.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it only lasted like a year,
Yeah.
or something like that, maybe 2 years. or
Changed
something
hands a
like that.
couple times, and then
Well, they burnt everything out of there that was flammable, so it was just down the concrete.
Well, the city took it over after stores, I guess, couldn't make the payments on it or something like that. And so since the city had it, the firefighters were like, "Hey, can we use that as training?" And it was actually kind of neat to watch them climb around on the thing and start it on fire. I'm like, that's pretty crazy.
Sounds like a kind of a weird venture.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway, the guy above the door, I'd heard some crazy stories about him, so I put him over the women's room. nothing bad, but it's just goofy.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
as
And
you
I was
walk
like,
down the
"Ah."
hallway, he's
Yeah.
staring at you. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
You got to look him in the eyes when
Yeah.
you're coming down there. So do you like to hang out at your place? Is that is this your go-to place? Like you just hang out
I
here all
like
the time?
to work when I'm here. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I like
and you
working
talked about
there.
that too.
Yeah.
Like once you're done here, you're hopping behind the bar, and
Yeah.
which is cool.
Otherwise, I might hit another bar in town once in a while, but it's pretty rare anymore.
Yeah.
You stopped down to the Pint. I saw you there the other day.
Yeah. I went down there and got a little cheese bread, or sun-dried tomato cheese bread. God, it was killer. It was so good.
That was the same night that you came over to my house and we did an impromptu.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't record anything, but we just put the headphones on and went to town, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, impromptu what?
Yeah.
It was so
Much like you're
weird.
doing right now, but
It was so weird.
There's
I
a different guy sitting next to me.
I was out with I was out with a work friend of mine, and we were just out having fun and all that stuff. And we saw you at the bar, and then we went to Inkwell for a little while, and then after we got done at Inkwell, we came back, and I was
outside.
picking up some beer, and he's like, "What are you guys up to?" And I'm like, "We're going back to my studio." He's like, "You got a studio?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a drink talk show." He's like,
Britt was
Go
like,
check that out.
Britt goes, "Are you single?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, for a little while anyway.
No, it was so cool. We drank some beers and had a good time.
You're like, are you a Sagittarius? Do you like to party?
This is amazing.
He actually guessed my birthday too.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So today's your birthday, and you're here on the show. So and we had to drag you back into work to do the show. So
No, I dragged myself down the hill.
well, we
Happy birthday, Nick.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you for celebrating with us.
Yeah,
Appreciate
cheers.
that. Cheers to that.
Hey.
Well, we should probably do an after dinner drink.
That reminds me. So the before the show even started, we all took a shot of.
Fernet Branca.
Thank you. Yeah, Fernet Branca. So explain A, what that is, and B, why we took it, and C, what the health benefits are of it.
Health benefits. I'm gonna turn over to Sean, but
We said it's good for your stomach. It's got
it's got a lot of herbs and spices in there. Nobody knows the exact recipe. It's an Italian liqueur.
you said there's like 47
39
ingredients or something like that.
Well, it's
40. They won't disclose what.
yeah,
it's a guarded secret.
It's an earth-based liqueur. It's a fermented like tree bark and citrus, and then a bunch of spices. But if
Fermented tree sounds amazing.
it is amazing. But if you Google it, it's actually listed as one of the top 10 digestive cures,
Yeah,
sickness
no.
cures, flu cures. I'd like some chick rolled in there one day who just
There's
hiccup
no way you have Google.
hiccup in her head off. I gave her one of that, and she hated the shot. But 10 minutes later, her hiccup stopped.
Yeah, I'll put the name. You know, once we close this out and I go back and I comment on the video, I'll put the actual name on there. So
Yeah.
if you want to look it up, it'll be on the comments later.
Fernet Branca. Fernet Branca.
Yep.
It had a very interesting taste to it.
It was almost
Yeah.
like a black licorice mint, woodsy oak barrel aged.
That still freshens your breath.
Yeah,
A little watermelon aftertaste.
yeah,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
yeah. It was a good shot.
Yeah, but like if you eat a big meal and then you want to go out and drink a little bit and you're kind of full, you shoot one of those, let it sit about 10 minutes, and you're good to go. It really does.
I don't know that I would sip on it, but as a shooter or a shot, yeah, for sure.
Well, when I say sip, I mean slam.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It hit me in the back of the throat real hard. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
There's a lot
but
of
it was
flavors
good.
going on. Yeah, for
And
sure.
it probably lingered a little bit too.
It did linger.
Are there a lot of people that keep it on? Like, this is the first time I've ever heard of it. Is that something that's just a rare thing to keep?
It's not hard to find, but it's not a granted that you're going to walk in somewhere and they have it.
It's basically as hipster as PBR right now.
Oh, it's the craft cocktail PBR.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
that's what makes it cool.
exactly. I had some rapid fire questions here.
Yeah.
Fire
Fire away.
Fire away. All right. And we touched on it a little bit here, but I'm going to ask
go
it again. All right.
You're up.
Cedar's #1 drink.
Old fashioned.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's great old fashioned.
You know what I find funny about the old fashioned is that it's always been called an old fashioned.
Yeah.
Like even since like its inception.
Yeah.
It was always called an old fashioned. I just think that's funny.
Well,
didn't
you
know
really
that.
can judge a place by their old fashioned. I mean, if you come in and you order an old fashioned and it's not that great, you're like,
Yeah.
That's actually
know?
my bar. Like
Yeah.
if I walk into a place and I don't know the level of bartending,
Yeah.
I'll order an old fashioned,
Yeah.
and that sets the bar of.
Well,
if
with
they can make a good one,
Yep.
nice. I'm sticking around for a while.
Yeah, well, anytime you go to a bar and you order a classic cocktail, if you start seeing them pouring ingredients out of a jar,
No.
that comes from a major company or whatever, it's
And it's like fluorescent or something.
Well,
Yeah.
I was at Hy-Vee the other day, and they had
I
like
love Hy-Vee.
I love Hy-Vee too, but they have
There's a helpful smile in every aisle.
It's employee owned.
It is.
always a cleanup in aisle 5. Carry on.
It was my first job. I love that place.
I work there as well.
Yeah.
White level.
We lost your train of thought.
You lost
there.
my train of thought.
Aisle 5.
Oh,
Is that where
no. So they have these pre-made cocktails in a drink. And I bought one. I was like, oh, well, this is cool. I don't have to mix like 5 things in one. It's just
At Hy-Vee.
What was it
at
called?
Hy-Vee.
Balls?
There's just like
Was it balls?
no.
BALZ. That's
No.
a new one. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that cocktail or that
Caffeinated
soda
beverage.
pop.
Yeah, the
Is-
caffeinated.
Yeah, I remember balls, guarana.
Oh no! Now there's a liquor one.
Huh.
It's like a
but-
round, like looks like a grenade with no.
But
pan.
yeah, they got a few different cocktails already pre-mixed and made.
Cock and balls.
I tried it and it just tasted like a tin can. I'm like, ugh.
Doesn't sound bad. I mean, are
Do you like
are
drinking tin cans?
Are you sure you didn't just get a little pineapple juice or something?
I don't know what it was, but I will buy the ingredients. I will make the fresh beverage. I will not buy it from a bottle pre-made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like a factory made it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Go
sure,
ahead.
for sure.
All right. I got so for both of you, favorite mixed drink.
That we like to drink or make.
That- Either or both. Let's do both.
Oh,
How about
why
that?
not?
Let's do both. As a
you start.
bartender,
I like making Sean's cucumber smash because there's like 8
the
steps
new one.
to it. Yeah.
After
Most
the
of them only
talk, I
4
might have
steps.
to have one of those.
Can
just
we?
to-
Yeah, can we get one maybe on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not right now. We still have some drinks, but
Alright.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
before
yeah.
we close the show down, let's
post-
get
Yeah.
one on the show.
Well, yeah, you can get the cucumber smash in gin or vodka, but I recommend the gin with the Hendrix. The extra juniper and the Hendrix really
I mean,
makes
you're
it
the
pop.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you be able to mix that up after we close this down?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. And that now that's your favorite to drink.
No,
Right.
my favorite to make because there's so many steps to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many different steps?
Usually,
Roughly.
most of the cocktails only have 3 or 4 steps. This one has like 8.
Wow.
And you have to rinse all these shakers. It's a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah,
But you like doing it.
actually it's a 6 or 7 step
But
drink.
it's a number 10.
It's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit. Yeah.
Nice. So that's for to make. What about you for to make?
I actually like getting in the zone and going autopilot. So I like making old fashions and Manhattans a lot because I like having.
This is great.
Yeah.
This Manhattan's awesome.
Yeah, it's like old fashions are Manhattans are actually my favorite cocktails to
They're
drink.
very similar too.
Yeah, but I actually like to make them. It's more of a 3 to 4 step process than a 6 or 7 step process. But you can still fire one of these out if you really get in the zone in less than 30 seconds, and they taste phenomenal. So,
yeah.
so when I'm bartending and it's busy, these are my favorite cocktails to make. Actually,
Are these from Trader Joe's? Is that where?
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah.
Haha.
yeah.
What is this?
How'd you know?
Because I know things.
Those are brandy soaked Bing cherries.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, we soak those for 48 hours before we.
Do you know how I know this? This is what Sean, when he came onto the podcast, these are the cherries that he brought for making old fashions. That's why I know it.
Nice.
Yeah, not this Sean, another Sean.
Okay, I
sorry.
was going to say I did what?
When was I on your
what?
tongue?
Where-
Yeah.
It was also the same memory of me serving you a Busch Light instead of a water. Carry on.
The date rape drug in my drink. I don't know what's going on here.
We had a crazy night, Sean. You don't remember?
I love dating myself too.
Did somebody say Busch Light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just curious.
All right. So how about the drink? We've talked about your favorite drink, mixed
To
drink
make.
to make. What
Yeah.
about the drink? Your personal favorite to drink?
While I'm here, or just anywhere.
Anywhere. Just
Anywhere.
like your go-to.
Anywhere.
Do your-
Yeah.
I'm seriously. Nick can probably attest. I'm all over the board. I'll start with the beer, then I'll get an old fashioned, then I'll get an Americano, and then I'll get a glass of
Yeah,
wine.
isn't that like beer before liquor?
Yeah.
Never been sicker, right?
That rule does
Liquor
not
before-
apply to me. Well, it's like I'm intergalactic. I can do anything.
He used to play. He used to play rugby. He used to play a lot of rugby too.
Played a lot of rugby.
A lot of hits to the head.
I wasn't saying that. But
Yeah.
He's just different.
Yeah, like specifically like mixed drinks, because I do want to get into like beer and wine and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but like mixed drinks specifically.
Mixed drinks, pretty much anything brown liquor before
There you
wine
go.
liquor.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
So yeah,
Aged in
Yeah,
a barrel.
Manhattan, Sazeracs, old fashions.
Nice.
Boulevardiers.
Just
York
like
sours.
saying Sazerac.
It's so fun.
Sazerac.
I was-
Wait.
Nice. I always thought it started with like a Z, and then I saw how it was spelled. I was like, oh, I was way off on that. So it's an S.
Wait, there's no Z.
Yeah, right. All right, Nick.
What's the question again?
Your favorite mixed drink? To drink.
To drink.
Yeah.
What you want to drink?
What you watching?
Like
No,
this-
he no home.
We accept Busch Light.
Yeah, this is
If
mixed.
I-
This is mixed drink. We'll
If
get
I
to beer.
Pour it on ice and put a little orange juice in there.
There
There you go.
Hey,
That's a mixed drink.
your citrus element there. You can mix drink with a beer.
But I usually don't do them until after 2 a.m. So
So I've heard
it's
of
my closing time.
I've heard of tomato beer. You know where you do the tomato and the beer, but you do orange juice.
Yeah, we call it the
Interesting.
Yeah, the thigh spreader. Yeah, it's a great little cocktail.
Busch Light and orange juice.
Yeah,
I should
like
try
a-
that sometime.
yeah, they're
Is it
good.
like a pulped orange juice, or is this?
You can buy whatever.
I'm
Low,
a,
medium.
I like to
full.
chew my orange juice, so like I'll eat an orange to get my orange juice, but
Well, it's fresh squeezed, so it just depends how much pulp is in the orange, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know she had a name.
are oranges in season? I don't know. Oranges in season right now, Sean?
I don't know.
Are oranges in
Florida,
season? or-
they're from Florida. They're
Yes.
always in season,
Always
right?
in season,
You're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably a lot of
Say
pulp.
the bad
probably a
storm
lot
or
of
something.
All right, so now we're gonna go to a favorite beer. So we already know, Nick. We already know for you what that is.
It's actually Victoria Lager from Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Busch Light's it's been a whole joke.
Because that's
Hold
you,
on,
you can get it.
Victoria. Is that the actual name? Victoria Lager.
Victoria Lager. Yeah, it's like an amber lager out of Mexico.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
It's
And
excellent, yeah.
you're drinking it because of the name, or
Yeah, pretty
Or the
much.
flavor.
The packaging.
Is it so? I've had
it's got my
the
name
Looks
on
just
it.
like a Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I've had the I've had the Dos Equis Amber. Is it similar to that?
Yeah, a little cleaner.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, but yeah, similar.
Very
In
nice.
color and body.
Well, I mean, they're both ambers, so yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Sean?
Well, in general, it's IPAs and ales, but Nick can attest to this. When I first started coming here, before I started working here, he was like, "Who's the guy on the patio with the backpack and the painted toenails, just slamming the Dale's Pale Ale?" and he had to start
Dale's Pale
Dale's.
Ale.
Oh, yeah.
he had to start upping the liquor orders of the Dale's Pale Ale when I first got here. So that was my first love when I first started coming here.
I love Dale's Pale Ale.
As a neighborhood cat rolling in 50 steps up my front door.
Nice.
Yeah.
My first experience with Dale's Pale Ale, there was a beer fest that happened in Shadow Ridge out in Papillion.
Yeah.
And it was the first beer fest that I went to that they were serving beers out of cans. And I was like, what is going on? They're having a beer fest. Like, are you serious? You're bringing cans. You're not bringing your A game. You're not putting it on in a keg and tapping it.
Yeah.
But that's like as you get into it, that's like it retains the quality. No light hits it. It's recyclable. It's cheaper. So I totally get it now. The whole can phase.
If you,
Going back to
get
that.
like in a rafting wreck, like the bottles are going to break. They're just going to bounce around.
Well, and light.
You can still drink them.
Yeah.
As long as Kevin Bacon's not around, you can still drink them.
Going back to the Coors Light party ball.
All right, now we're gonna move to wine now.
Okay.
All right, favorite wine.
Wait, hold on. I don't get to answer any of these questions.
Sorry, these were wrapped for that.
I mean, like,
Brett, why don't you fill
Brett,
this one?
what is your favorite mixed drink?
Favorite mixed drink is going to be an old fashioned. But favorite beer drink, I'm with you. I'm an IPA drinker, and if I were to have one and be drinking on something all day, I'd be drinking the all day IPA.
Yeah.
Have you had
Founders?
Have you ever tried that with Busch Light, by chance? Because it's a little bit more of a maintainer.
Right.
You know something? Actually, I'm a fan of Upstream Brewing Company, and their bartenders actually do mixed drinks with beers to create a flavor profile.
Cool.
And I always thought that was fantastic. But unfortunately, the West location went under, and now they only have the downtown location.
Well, all right. Now we're all around the topic of beers.
Yeah.
Going back to when Nick first opened, there used to be on the menu the Colt 45 40 ounce that was actually served in a paper bag.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And I think that needs to come back.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know why I ever got rid of that.
Yeah. The bags are like what? You can buy them like.
I think
10
you
cents for
ran out.
gross.
The first time you ran out of paper bags is when it went away.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well, what you do is you just buy some duct tape, and then you can duct tape them to each hand. And then walk around.
Why would you do that?
Double fisting.
Double fisting with
Yeah.
them.
That sounds dangerous.
With the duct tape wallet with the bill fit right inside, you can slide the tip right in there. We're all
You're
about
stuck
enhancing
drinking
lives.
Colt
Yeah.
45.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's crazy. That's a good
And we
idea.
didn't talk. So we talked about kind of the wine selection and the mixed drink selection. We didn't really talk about like the beers. So how many taps do you have here?
Just two.
Just 2 taps,
Yeah.
and then bottles for the rest of the.
Hold on.
bottles and
What
cans?
do we have on tap here? We got, I see Yodis over there.
Yeah, Yoda's.
So
Yoda's
that's
is
local. That's
a
great.
yeah,
Delicious,
local,
delicious beer.
kind of their staple, I think.
Are we doing this again?
Town beers. And
Ooh, shots.
This is
Shotskis.
Well, this is that.
This
Thank
is
you,
Fernet
Alan.
Branca. Thanks.
so we do the
Fernet
IPA kind of like all year round. Then we do a seasonal. Right now it's nut brown. Summer we do the wheat. In the spring, I forget what we used to do.
So is Yodis going to be
Changes all the time,
Yodis
so.
is the mainstay, and then you rotate the other one.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're both stripped down.
How'd you? Well, and I'm a huge fan of Yodis, but how did you get on that? Just because it's local and.
Yeah, well, my buddy Scott owns the brewery with
nice.
John, my buddy John. And,
Scratching some backs.
Yeah, scratching backs, taking names.
Yeah.
You know.
You got the local artwork. You got the local beers.
Yeah.
Now we need to get some local spirits in here.
A lot of local attitudes, I'll tell you that.
All right, so this is the Fernet
Branca.
Yeah. All right.
I've never had this before, actually.
It's brand new.
Except for an hour ago.
Watermelon.
Yeah, it's.
I can sing too.
It is. Yeah.
Maybe if you like chewed into the seeds of the
What is
watermelon.
that taste at the end?
Alcohol.
Watermelon.
No,
Alcohol.
it's not watermelon. It's
Oh, the burning sensation?
Acetone.
Formaldehyde and
formaldehyde.
I think it's some kind of tree bark he was talking about.
Right.
I think
That's
he's barking up the
There's
wrong
some
tree.
kind of.
it's a cedar tree bark.
There's a barky flavor at the end of it.
No, there is actual fermented tree bark.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm tasting.
Yeah.
People have been guessing the qualities of this thing for years, and nobody knows except for the people that make it.
I would not.
So-
You know.
It's the same with Campari. You try to Google that and get an ingredient list. No idea what that is.
You ever chewed on watermelon seeds?
Yeah.
That's what I think it tastes like.
The fermented tree bark actually sounds like a joke, but like for real, that's like the description of that,
Yeah.
I would not doubt that. Actually,
I believe it.
yeah. Like seriously, that you get the flavor of tree bark.
Yeah.
And not in like a horrible way. It's just
Well, my no pun intended. My spirit guide told me there was tree bark in it.
and you can get it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like if I was a sommelier, which I am not.
Yeah.
Like that is a flavor that comes out. Like some people say, like
Just curious, where does your spirit guide live?
yeah.
Chicago, more specifically, I can't remember the
In a
province.
van down by the
Van,
river.
Down by the river. Pilsen. He lives in Pilsen, Illinois.
Motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Is that by Peoria?
Yeah. I hope this guy listens.
All right, back to wine. What's your favorite wine to drink?
White. Anything white.
Anything white? Are you more of a fish eater? Is that why you like white, or you just like a low?
Or you like
flavor?
coldness, because usually white's cold and red's a little warmer.
I like seafood.
Perfect, and
Yeah.
white goes with seafood.
Yeah.
So,
You seafood
do you have
to eat it?
Do you have a favorite wine go-to?
Pinot Grigio.
Okay,
you
that's
go.
a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from northern Italy, you know. Get some nice little chalkiness. And,
Pinot Grigio.
Yeah. Are you cutting me in now? What's going on over there?
Go.
Pinot Grigio.
Gregorian.
And a piece of salmon, and that's what I like to eat.
Nice. Nice.
Salmon.
Salmonella? What?
Salmonella.
Had that once.
Sean?
We were actually talking today at lunch, and it was, you know how lettuce is getting all these recalls and all that stuff right now. He's all like, "Have you ever heard of bacon? Has bacon gotten recalled?"
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like, "If it did, would we give it back?"
It
No,
would
just
shut
cook it a
down
little
America,
longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but romaine lettuce is so on sale right now. I'm just loading up. Big old jug of ranch.
I bet it'd be Hormel.
Getting it off the back of just
Hormel bacon would get the salmonella.
yeah,
Right?
buying that romaine off the back of trucks. Just
yeah.
you know, got it.
Well, if you get your romaine at the docks, man, it's not going to get tainted in the store, right?
Can you step on that for me?
Yeah, right.
Sean, would you mind keeping that preserved, and let's put a cocktail on the menu called the Romaine Smash.
On it.
And we have this. This is recorded, so
Yeah.
Dorothy
yeah.
Lynch floater,
Nice.
cherry tomato on a skewer. You got this.
All right.
Man, you're on a roll over there.
That's going to be a lot of trips to fucking
that's
to Hy-Vee.
All right. We can edit that.
That's
no
right.
big deal.
The go-to cocktail here is like the WTF. It's got Dorothy Lynch as a floater. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
Doesn't have a name or an ingredients list, nor will we tell you because we don't take requests.
Exactly.
I actually made that one up when I was at Fuddruckers. I got my start as a salad bartender over at Fuddruckers on 7th.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
You were a salad bartender?
Yeah, I ran the salad bar and
Yeah.
Okay.
wiped down the sneeze
Yeah.
guard, replenished the ranch. you know.
Interesting.
Bar manager.
Salad bar manager.
Yep. Sometimes I have to fix it once in a while if one of the coolers went out. That was a
Okay.
pain in the ass. I had to climb inside that beast.
Interesting.
everybody should have experience in.
Everybody's had that job, you know?
Yeah. Well,
I don't
had
think
Apple-
everybody has.
Well, I was at Applebee's.
There's not too many people that
I was
actually
an
can
Applebee's
do
guy.
that job.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the unsung hero is the crouton fluffer. I mean, let's be straight here.
Yeah.
That was my other cocktail.
Yeah.
The crouton fluffer.
Yeah. Coming. Wait.
Yeah. Oh.
Crouton Fluffer coming soon.
Oh,
That goes to all microphones, by the way.
Did not know that. Did not know that.
we were getting messages from the bartender.
Yes.
She had something going. What? Yes. Were there messages? Do you need to draw it on a chalkboard?
Come on.
I only have sexual things.
Come on over.
It's okay. Yeah. Stay over there.
Say it into the microphone. That's
We
right.
probably do need another round of drinks, though. We need something. The cucumber smash? I mean, do they know how to make it?
Yeah.
No, nobody here knows how to make
now
it.
Now we're gonna swap out. Are you gonna hop on the mic now? Are you hopping on the mic now? Are you hopping on the mic now? And we're gonna switch out the bartender so you can make your cucumber smash.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Bigger
All right.
smashes and
We had a couple bartenders that were going to be on the program, and so we'll let the new one introduce herself.
yeah.
No smash. Okay. Unless you got romaine back there.
Yeah, keep the
Just
kill me, Smalls.
It's in my trunk, actually.
pop your earballs on, and the sultry
Oh, hey,
sounds of our
what's
voice.
going on?
Listen to that.
Deep, sultry voices of us.
Hello,
It's pretty deep
Aisha.
as well.
You want to
know that?
introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Aisha. Alicia, and I haven't been to the moon. But
Perfect.
Right?
Oh, neither have I. Amazing. We have so much in
stuff
common.
I know. I'm so excited.
You're going to want to get right up on the mic.
Yeah,
Right up on it. Like
There
that.
you go.
Exactly.
All right.
You're hearing everybody.
Sean's got a bigger head than I do.
Yeah.
Sorry,
flip
but
it
you
back
can
there,
you
yeah.
can drag the.
There we
They're
go. I was
adjustable.
afraid of the fro, you
Oh,
know.
but we don't want to smash that.
Well, we just did.
Oh,
I like
so
that.
sorry.
I'm afraid of the froyo.
Don't fear the fro.
The froyo.
So, what were we talking about before I sat down?
Well, we were talking about
Don't
favorite
even
drinks.
remember. Oh yeah. What's your favorite drink?
Ooh, the French 75.
That's your favorite drink?
Absolutely.
What's your favorite drink to make?
The French 75.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I want to know what the French 75 is because
Yeah,
I don't know what
I
the
don't
French
even know what
75
that is.
Me too.
So a French 75 is going to include any dry sparkling, usually Prosecco, or champagne if you're a classic, where you do cognac. That's the French version. The American is always going to have gin, and then a little simple syrup and fresh lemon juice. And then it's just topped up with a twist, and sometimes a cherry.
Sounds yummy.
Why is
It
that?
is beautiful.
Why is that your favorite to make?
It's very refreshing, and it's all booze.
Nice.
So,
well,
anything that's
except
all
for the
booze.
simple
So
syrup.
it's boo-
Simple syrup's not booze. but
Yeah, no.
It's very booze heavy.
But I
is
mean,
what
it's
you're saying.
like a dash of simple syrup, exactly.
Just for flavor. Right?
Booze forward, yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Other than, and it's great to interpret. Other than that, the old fashioned.
Nice.
We also talked about our favorite beer. Do you have a favorite beer?
Delirium, Tremens.
Oh, nice.
Love Delirium.
I like
It's
Nocturnum.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, you like Nocturnum?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I had it, I just couldn't believe how. Yeah. It
Well,
was beautiful.
I mean, right on the bottle it says like made since 1655 or something.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous amount of time that they've been
Yeah.
making beer. I'm like, you what are you guys Egyptian?
Like-
what are you doing?
80? 80?
like-
Yeah, right.
What?
80?
Yeah, no, 1555 or something. I don't know. It's-
Not BC. No, it's not that long.
Like-
80. Yeah, after
Pop
that.
quiz, oldest brewery in the world.
Ooh,
Oldest brewery in the world?
There's a couple
I'm going to
that
go
claim
with
it.
Guinness.
Vine and Stefano?
Yes,
Oh.
that's right.
what is it?
Vine
Vine and
Stefano.
Stefano.
Yeah. It's
Not Line and Kugels.
No,
Line
no.
and Stefan.
No, I don't think it's from Germany, not Canada.
yeah, 1047, right? I think something crazy like.
They've been making beer a long time,
Yeah,
and
the
I'm sure
monks.
it's good.
well, so like if we're going to go monks, I'm sure that monks have been doing it a lot longer than actual breweries.
Exactly, and this is monks.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Is anybody, pop quiz, does anybody know the inception date of Busch Light?
The inception date, like when Busch Light became a thing.
Born,
1840.
not Brad born.
1840?
See, Budweiser.
1840?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
I have no idea. I'm
NASCAR.
guessing, I'm guessing it's like the 70s. though.
So it's a-
People out there in the Facebook world, could you research that for us and possibly pop that up for us?
Yeah.
I'd
You're
Google
saying,
it, but my flip phone's out of batteries.
well, yeah, we don't like to do that on the show, you know, because hey, there's a
flip
guy
phone's
over
out
here
of
researching something. But we have a few listeners on, so maybe they can do the research for us. Busch Light, when did it start?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go that it was a separate company because Anheuser-Busch controls the whole thing now. But I think that it was
Right.
an older company, like Anheuser and Busch started relatively about the same time. I'm going to go with way long ago.
Way long ago.
and then
That's
they-
why I said 1840. I'm like, you know, that's way long
I'm
ago.
going to say
You know, there were breweries back in the
Budweiser.
1700s.
I'm going to say Bud
here.
and Bud Light did it for some reason to have Busch and Busch Light as a different category.
I don't know.
Maybe it was NASCAR. Who knows?
That's what I was gonna say. Whenever NASCAR started, that's when Busch Light started. That's my guess. I don't know.
Well, Busch. Okay, so
Oh, NASCAR's been around since the wheel.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly. They've been racing those dune buggy. I mean, like they're probably the first cars that had horses in front of them. Come on, let's go.
yeah. Now that's something
Chariot.
actually. When you
Chariot,
asked,
yeah, that's right.
When you asked when it started, I actually didn't consider the light portion of it because like light beer is a new thing. That's not an old thing.
True,
So
true.
you're probably talking more like 70s, 80s, really.
Yeah.
For Busch Light.
And Busch might have been in the 60s with the old
Right.
tin cans or
Busch,
something.
Busch might have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But Busch Light might have been more 70s, 80s.
Not so, Busch isn't so popular anymore, though.
Well, it is with college kids, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it is, but I don't know.
All right. So this is the cucumber smash.
Cucumber smash.
Yeah.
With Hendrix, correct?
And what all goes into this?
So there is fresh
Up
lemon
on the
juice.
Right, yeah,
fresh
right.
lemon juice.
Yeah.
Cucumber. You muddle that, and you're gonna add a little simple syrup. Hendrix gin was the choice. You can also do it with vodka.
Oh, I like gin. I've been getting into gin. You know the pine tree liqueur.
Well, Hendrix is beautiful because it's going to have that rose water. As
Well,
the
I like
forward.
Hendrix.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is going to make it very refreshing with this.
It's a pain. It's a pain in the ass to pour out of the bottle, but it's a great product.
It is.
Actually, you know who has a
it is because of that shape.
who has a great gin is Breckenridge.
Yeah.
Breckenridge Distillery actually has a great gin.
right.
It's super smooth.
Nice.
Right, yeah. It's all about the water too, and whatever you find around you. That's why gin's so beautiful because it expresses the environment, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So those botanicals.
Well, and up in Colorado, you can have some fantastic water.
Dude, can we get some other kind of gin? You know, the green gin.
Wink, wink. The coffee house gin.
There's some guys that own a place called Spirit Hound Liquors in Lyons, Colorado, which is, ironically enough, we were talking about Dale's earlier, same town.
Yeah, Dale's Pale Ale.
Leave, Lyons. They were in here there, and they gave us some free bottles, and we're pushing our products. I ended up buying some. This gin is smooth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's refreshing, smooth.
I never liked it because it was like drinking Christmas for me because it was like pine tree. But they're like lately, we got in touch with the Lonely Oaks Distillery people out of Erling, Iowa, which is not far from here.
Great people.
Their gin, they focus more on the citrus aspects
Nice.
instead of the juniper.
They're seed to spirit. They grow it.
They're farmers.
And then they
yeah,
I'm
produce
gonna
it.
have to check that out.
they're
Yeah.
farmers that started a distillery.
So
and,
it's
yeah.
smooth. It's smooth as silk. though.
Oh my goodness, it's
Well,
amazing.
here's what it was. His wife was a big vodka fan, and she's like, "If you can make a vodka as good as Grey Goose, I'll drink it." It took him about 4 or 5 tries, but he found when he ran it through a still, he didn't run it through only once; he ran it through twice. And I said, "Wow, I know 4 times distilled, 5 times distilled. That's great. You run it through your system twice. What is that? 24-time distilled
Yikes.
vodka.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
It's got a hint of corn flavor to it because it's mainly corn based, and it tastes amazing.
I've never said that vodka was flavorful
Right.
before I drank his.
Yeah.
And we drank it next to, so theirs is like literally.
Didn't he have
Fo-
Tito's? And
Yeah,
then
we drank it next
Tito's
to
is
Tito's.
great. Tito's is awesome.
Yeah.
I love
This-
Tito's.
Super flavorful.
But it was a
So
blind
amazing.
challenge, and he's like, this one, and
Yeah.
we went to that one, and he's
They
like,
were
yeah, that
amazing.
one's mine.
Dude,
Yeah.
do you know what they call vodka though?
What?
The last step.
Oh, well, that's
Well,
Really?
so
It's the
a lot
first-
of people
I was
buy.
thinking that the whole time.
Were you?
She's
Yeah.
she's in or out of rehab.
Well, vodka is really made in one place,
Yeah.
and they all buy it and relabel it as their own vodka.
The North Pole.
They're actually making the vodka.
well, actually,
You know what I'm saying?
And for
Distilled through glaciers.
for a distillery, you say it's the last step, but like for a distillery, it's
I
the
didn't
first
say last
step.
No, yeah, they said the last step is in like AA. They're like,
Oh.
that's colorless, flavorless,
Oh,
odorless.
there you go. I see.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Vodka
Was
drinkers,
she-
I
was
love
she
you
in
too.
it? Yeah.
I'm totally
They
kidding.
they had a peach vodka, and he mixed it with some country time lemonade.
Ooh,
Oh my
you know
god!
what that,
Dude.
you know what that would
good.
pair so
That was a
nicely
porch
with?
sitter right there.
Dang.
That would
dangerous.
pair so nicely with my little dish of corn nuts.
Salty.
It pair well with
I'm
your nuts.
stealing
Is that what you said?
My corn nuts.
What's the go-to drink for corn nuts?
Pardon me?
Peach vodka.
Oh, yeah, and lemonade. Maybe a little Grendine floater.
Little shout
But
out to
store-bought Grendine.
to the Lynchburg lemonades of my high school years. Little shout out to those.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got his. He's a white. Oh yeah, we need this drink.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
cucumber
How
smash.
do
Thank
you
you.
how do you keep getting missed on drinks?
Because I keep ordering stuff we don't have.
Well, he didn't order this one. Actually, he.
Order
Yeah.
something else.
I'm okay. It's God's day. I'm trying to take it easy. But
It's your
Hey,
birthday.
Oh, that's
It's your
right. I keep
birthday.
forgetting
Birthday.
about that. Those
It's
do
your
look
birthday.
delicious and frothy. And
And Karen says happy birthday. By the
Oh
way.
man,
Isn't that
God,
nice?
God bless
that is
Karen.
wonderful.
He literally can't take it off the menu.
That is wonderful.
Can't do it.
That is
Oh, and that-
so good.
She said that was from.
I was telling him it's my favorite drink to make because there's so many steps to it.
I know, right?
I
Oxymoron.
mean, listeners out there that are listening to the show, if you were going to come to this bar, yes, order an old fashioned, but order a cucumber smash. This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is
On the very
smooth.
bottom.
It's nice. It's
refreshing,
refreshing.
right? You guys want some pizza?
Oh,
No.
Oh, oh no.
we have so much going on over here. We pizza. I mean, I love pizza, but
Ninja Turtle style pizza right there.
Exactly. We'll eat the pizza here. I can smell the pizza.
I
It
know.
smells great.
I know, right?
this
It
this
smells
drink
like
is.
Valentino's. buffet.
That's great. I went to La Mesa, no, La Casa? La Casa.
Yeah.
Casa.
Right behind Mangelson's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went there today for the first time, and I'd never eaten that pizza before. And so I ordered a large hamburger with pepperoni on it and some green onion, and it was amazing.
Wow.
It's like cracker. It's like a
Yeah.
very, very, very thin
That's a staple.
crust.
Not like a wheat thin. It's a little more thick than a wheat thin.
It's thin. It is
It's thin,
super
though.
thin.
It's like a lavash.
But it's like a lavash, and it was
I heard they put
so
lard in
good.
their crust.
I enjoyed it.
What?
I think they put lard in their crust.
I will
Like
order
Sizzler
that pizza.
Crystal or whatever
That's
it
what
is.
makes it taste delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
Your body knows
Give me
what
more
to do with
lard.
lard. Yeah.
Flaky.
I just whenever I get that pizza, I dip the whole thing in a bowl of ranch.
It's just-
and I hang it up for a couple minutes, and then I go after it.
Your body knows what to do with ranch. It's fine.
Midwestern ketchup.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Well,
Western ketchup.
Well
I like
said.
That's what ranch is.
Well said.
I was gonna
This
say it
drink is.
another way.
Let's talk about this drink for a little bit. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
pretty fantastic. It's very refreshing. It's almost like a mojito for me, like a cucumber mojito is kind of what I would call it.
Okay.
It looks like a sambuca.
Ooh.
It looks like a
I
sambuca.
love sambuca. Do you love sambuca?
I love sambuca. Sambuca's great. It's one of those end of the night kind of drinks. Like, I'm gonna drive home. I should probably take a sambuca. So
I feel you.
I'm minty fresh. Black licorice, minty fresh.
But really, you're passed out in the Uber.
Dude,
Amen.
Let's be real.
that sounds like when you're in high school and you discover like Rumplemans, and you're like, oh, I just drank a bottle of mouthwash. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like the fancy water. It's got it's got a cucumber in it, so it's got that little cucumber right at the end. It's got the cucumber flavor.
Yeah.
Did you hold your pinky out?
I did. I absolutely did.
That's a great. Sean came up with that drink. I think he might be the first one to ever come up with that drink. So
Cucumber actually, it actually kind of is an overpowering flavor.
Yeah. Okay.
Cucumber is. It is.
it can be. It can be.
Like if you do like a lemon water and you do a cucumber water.
Oh, yeah.
The cucumber water. You would notice that right away.
Like you're in the lobby of a Marriott and like you don't know which one to grab.
You've never
Should I
had
grab the
cucumber-
lemon? Should I grab the? Am I dehydrated or do I want to get really hydrated?
You've never had those
Where's the
problems
coconut
before?
water?
Sounds like
Coconut
sounds
I'm
like
outta
you've
here.
been there
I'm outta
before.
here.
Just today.
I've never.
Exactly.
I'm probably going
Which
for the
Marriott?
cookies.
Downtown?
Undisclosed location. Yeah.
I'd say Regency
Yeah.
then.
He doesn't want to get busy. He doesn't want to disclose that.
I'll tell you one thing. It took me 5 hours to walk here today.
Oh, there you go.
So at least you got some kind of
Slightly stupid. What? I don't know.
All right, well, while we're
How'd you
drinking
know
on
it's my
this,
favorite band?
It is. It's a great band.
Great band, unbelievable band actually.
can we talk about your overall favorite drink?
Mine,
Like your go-to, like if you were going out anywhere.
If you were to just
okay.
end up at a bar,
Your
like
go-to
a
drink.
like a Roadhouse kind of bar or like a wine
any,
bar.
any,
or-
Right.
It doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't because this is your go-to.
Okay.
It matters.
it does matter.
Because you cannot order an old fashioned.
If you're in a crappy joint,
No.
compared to a fine
True.
establishment, there's
know?
two different
I
levels
guess you're right.
of buying drinks.
You're in the basement doing a pool hall, and okay, that's
and
a
then
different.
you're just like, nope, I'm just gonna take like a bourbon on the rocks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's probably like a Knob Creek,
Trying to make
which is
See?
fine. Yeah.
Or you find that gem where they don't know what they have, and you see something like old and dusty, and you're like, okay, how
Exactly.
why do you have a 16-year-old Bushmills? Like, what are you doing? You have nothing here.
And they do like a pour that's like
Exactly.
amazing,
And it's like $6.
perfect,
I'll take
all night long. I will drink
Give me
that
3
bottle.
of those
Exactly.
right now before the price hikes.
Yeah.
So I think it goes back to Water of Life, Busch Light.
Oh, there you go. All right. Because you can drink and
Full
hydrate.
circle.
Yeah, you can drink and hydrate at the same time.
Yeah.
it's perfect.
And then I also like watching people do shots because I think that's cool.
Of Busch Light.
Of anything,
Well, we actually did.
preferably
Did you
tequila
guys?
rose, but
Nice. That's the challenge from back in the day, right? Like 8 shots of beer or whatever. They say
Oh.
will like trash you if you just do them back
Well,
to
if
back
it's
to
Busch
back.
Light, I mean, like I said, you're hydrating and drinking at the same time.
you're a bartender, right?
Yeah.
What do you call it when you do?
You're a bartender,
Sometimes.
right? As he brought you in to bartend tonight.
So what's
What do you call it when you do equal parts tequila rose and Fireball?
a terrible night?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Probably, I think you'd call it a bad morning, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is that seriously a
Bad
drink?
choices.
Equal parts.
Somebody told me about it last night. This pool hall in the basement.
Is equal part bad choices.
Did you? Yeah, you'd have to poll the audience for that. I for sure don't know. I know that rum shot and Fireball equal parts of cinnamon toast crunch or whatever.
Ooh, that
Well,
sounds good.
yes, I've
Yeah.
had that, and it's actually pretty darn good.
Where have you had that?
We had a whiskey night, and somebody brought Fireball, and we're like,
What were you doing there?
Really?
Really?
Yeah, you
That's
don't know
the
what we're
whiskey you
doing
brought?
here. Yeah. But somebody had
I
rum
need
shot,
that.
and they're like, I know how to fix this. And they made cinnamon toast crunch shots.
Is he looking for a bar gig? Because have him send me his resume.
You like a guy that thinks like that, right?
My resume would be Jello shots.
I got a guy. I
I know a guy.
got a
I
guy.
don't have a freezer.
Oh, man.
Do you guys remember like the first time you made Jello shots? Did you
They
ever-
didn't work out well the
Right,
first time.
you put way too much booze in it.
It's all sloshy. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. It was almost like it was a Smirnoff.
Exactly.
That's basically what Smirnoff is now.
Hang on, Brian. Triggered my thought. What was the drink that we drank on years ago at the apartment by
so-
Menards?
So for me,
I
like
guess.
when I was in the military, I had this drink that I made up, and it was like my go-to drink because I made it, and it was orange Gatorade, peach schnapps, and vodka.
Whoa.
Damn, were you going on the river or something?
Right? That's a float drink.
All cheap,
Right.
And you know what? You don't taste the alcohol at all. on
So
it.
I may or may not have been underage when I drank this
Right.
drink. And then my brother and I had a show about a few of our favorite things.
Okay.
It's kind of a running thing. We've done 3 or 4
Yeah.
episodes of it. Anyway, he brought that drink and he mixed it up for me, and I go,
it took me.
"Oh my
right
gosh,
back. It took me.
this
right
is
back.
that night I was at that party with you." And he's like, "Yeah, no, this is the same thing." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it literally
It transported you?
transported me to that day.
That sounds like a badass
That's-
drink, actually.
Yeah, that's like a made in the shade. We call it like vodka lemonade.
Made in the shade.
Well, like when people are drinking like lemonade, Gatorade, and vodka, like when you're golfing all day.
Yeah.
Oh
we
yeah,
just
yeah.
call that a made in the shade.
I was thinking more like you're on your way to Sioux City on the Missouri River, doing like fucking,
all
I
right.
don't know, 55 miles an hour, and you hit a log and the boat breaks down, and you're like, God damn it! I had to float for 4 hours now back
Right.
to Omaha.
Oh my god.
Oh, you were going upriver.
I want to make
Because
this
if you're going
cocktail.
downriver,
I'll make
that's
this
going to be a
cocktail
long
with
day.
what is
Get
it?
the oars out.
Orange Gatorade and what was it? Orange Gatorade and what?
Orange
Peach
Gatorade.
schnapps?
Peach schnapps
Peach
and
schnapps?
vodka.
That's
Dude.
exactly the drink I'd make after I blew my engines out.
That sounds about right.
We're done. We're done.
What do we got on hand? That's perfect.
Isn't it amazing the drinks you make like before you really start drinking?
Yeah.
It's all just like about not tasting the booze.
Exactly.
Like we
exactly.
had
Get the sweetness.
Probably the worst one we had was when we were like that late 18, 19 area where like we had a drink called the Naked Dude. So that was
Naked dude.
so that's
I'm
you-
not ordering that at the bar.
No, you can't. So you drink
AKA
the
the nut
top
cup.
neck. You drink the neck out of a Boone's Farm, and then you fill that up with
Oh,
Smirnoff vodka.
Boone's Farm. Oh, $2 Chuck.
Right?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh! I don't think they make that anymore. Do they?
Boone's Farm? Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
They do?
Yes, they do.
Wow.
You can find
Sure.
it. You can
Yeah.
still find it. Yeah, absolutely.
I know a guy with a big stockpile.
Well, they
He's
stock.
aging it in his cellar.
Yeah, well, they stockpiled it in the '80s, and
Aging
this is
Boone's
the guy.
Farm.
Yeah, he's the distributor
God,
now.
I'm going to keep this. It's good.
He's the one
2014
distributor.
year was great.
This is amazing.
He lives about 50 feet from here.
Yeah.
I heard this place
Like-
has a cellar.
Name's Sean.
You got a cellar? You got a cellar? You got a cellar here?
I wish. Yeah.
Now hang on, David across the street. He said that this place was built way back in the day,
Okay.
and people used to live in this place. So
Underneath.
like in the basement
What do you mean?
was their apartment, and then he
Oh,
has a
really?
basement. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you got the one that doesn't have the basement.
You got.
No, I chose not to take the basement.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Otherwise,
you
would've
pass
messed
it
up
off to whoever else.
The square footage, and the ambiance, and the size, like everything, just like would have been like.
This is perfect for you.
If I put a staircase in, it'd have to be so big in here.
Oh yeah.
So
So there is
I tried
something
to- I
below
tried
us,
to
but
do a fireman
you're not
pull.
there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Fireman pull.
No, yeah.
but,
Awesome.
Getting back up is a.
Yeah.
when the health inspector
Hell.
came, he was like, "Nah,
Right.
you can't do this."
Dude, you can't have a basement to Cedar. There's no way. It would literally just no.
No, but I do have access
There's no
to it.
You have
In case
access to it, but
a water line breaks or something, I can run down there.
you can, yeah. Or if you need electronics or something run,
or something like that.
yeah, you know,
I usually,
wires, you know.
if I have to get my IT guy down there, I'll do it.
You have to crawl through this really small hole and it's really dark.
Yep. All right, I think we're winding down Are we? I got one last question.
Yeah, whatever. That's
Yeah. One last question, then we'll do the after talk, right?
It's your show, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Favorite hobby outside of the bar?
Ooh. Basically, just going through my beta collection and rewatching the 10 beta video.
You have a
I
beta.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a beta player.
Yeah.
It still works.
And I'll
That's
give
amazing.
you the first. My top one is "Romancing the Stone."
Nice.
Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, or whatever her name was.
Nice.
Kathleen Turner. Yeah, great movie. One of my favorites of all time.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
I know, right?
What's your
I
favorite?
used to have a beta player
I know.
though.
I'm like trying to think right now. I feel pretty on the spot.
Well, it's
I
just that's what it's for. This
I
is the
know.
question that puts you on the spot.
Favorite hobby outside of the bar. So we're gonna discount all drinking.
Yep.
Honestly, it's really just like observing humanity as a whole.
Oh, nice.
I really just love to people watch. It's part of why bartending is so amazing. But any area, you're always going to see different people when you're people watching in different places.
Jazz on the Green. I'd love going there and just watching the people.
Right? Right? You're like... and
being
then-
enveloped into that.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like...
I try to
I
sit
gotta
right
check
on the
that out.
aisle so that I can see everybody walking in and out.
and it's so weird because you get that like weird feeling where you're outside of it, but you're
I'm
there.
gonna try and slip out. Sorry.
right.
Oh, it's like-
We
I've
haven't
heard
dri-
that
yeah.
before.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Just keep on talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just like look around and you see everybody and you're trying to wonder. Sometimes you get into that weird feeling where you're like, do you care where people are going? Do you make up stories about them? Do you have that weird where you're that person that goes back and forth like doing your own monologues for people like, oh, I don't really want to be here right now. And then someone's like, it's so hot out here. And then the person's like, I really need another drink.
So you do theater? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean,
But we're all
You
actors.
should. We are all
we're all,
actors.
We're all
us-
actors.
Definitely.
Service industry, we're actors.
And Nick always makes sure to tell you that because when he's like, no, you're on tonight. And that's like his thing. He'll tell you you're
tonight.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you called, and I
Yeah.
heard that.
Yeah.
You're like, you're going to be on tonight.
Yeah, that's his thing. He's like, you're on.
Got to be on when you're on.
Right? Be on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy because it's the truth. Like you, no matter what it is, you leave it at the door and you come in here and it's all about everybody else.
Get ready to act.
I mean, you guys should understand that, right?
We completely understand that.
Right?
This is all an act. I don't normally drink in my day life.
Sure. Right?
Just
Neither
kidding.
do I.
Exactly.
So what's your hobby outside of this?
So my hobby outside of this, so my son's really into trains,
Ooh.
and I used to really be into trains, which is so weird because we didn't push it on him at all. You know, like it wasn't like, hey, you're gonna get into trains because Dad was in trains. It was he just naturally picked it up. It was like the chromosome passed from me to him.
Okay.
You know, and he is all about trains, everything trains, and I'm just like, it's so hilarious because I mean,
Better
not
than vacuums, I guess.
Not hilarious. Yeah, I'm a vacuum salesman. You want to buy a Hoover?
Whoa. That
No.
sounds weird.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, that does sound
whoa.
weird.
That sounds freaking weird.
But yeah, give me 1 second.
Well, I can't wait to hear what his hobby is outside of, everything that he's already doing. I don't know. I actually don't know anything about you guys other than this, which
Right?
is awesome.
But no, I just think it's cool that he's totally into that, and it used to be something that I used to do. I think back when I was 12 years old, or maybe even a little younger, that I had a 4x8, sheet of plywood on a table, and I had my own train set, and I loved. One of the most favorite things I loved was the lighting. I got to build the houses, and then I put little Christmas lights in each
okay.
house, and I have switches for each house.
Whoa.
I
guess I've never
And I
seen
could
anything
light
like
them.
this.
Dude,
Yeah, I could
that's
light them up. It
that's
was
so
so
awesome.
cool.
I've
That's pretty
never
cool.
been
And it
into
was
that.
just it was like Christmas every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I used to have a Tonka truck. Remember those things?
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
metal out of metal.
Yeah.
And
I have
my
two
brother
of
had
them
one
for my
too.
son. Two
Yeah.
Tonka metal trucks.
That's nice to get them both one.
Well, we bought one, and then my uncle brought one, and I'm like, well, we already have. Never mind. So,
We lived
so
on
now
this.
he's got two. It's great.
We lived on this really steep hill, and instead of doing trains and stuff, we just take these Tonka trucks and get inside them like quarters and just go as fast as we could until we crashed and burned.
So we used to live on a rock road, right? And
Gravel?
Gravel road. Yeah,
Okay.
we lived on a gravel rock road.
Yeah, we were the turned off the paved road kind of people.
Cool.
I was the guy that was sitting on the edge of the rock road, which there was no traffic, selling rocks.
What?
So, like, there was rarefied rocks. Like, you could
Yeah.
find fool's gold rocks in the rock beds and all that
So
stuff.
where did you grow up?
Right?
The Ponca Hills.
Oh,
the hills
okay.
of Ponca.
A lot of nice minerals out there.
So anyway, I'd find these rare rocks, and I set up a rock stand for people to buy rocks on a
Were
rock
people
road.
buying the rocks from?
On a dead end road.
On a dead end road.
Ooh, they're already embarrassed to turn around.
So I had sales. So 2 doors down from us, they wanted the fool's gold rocks. They were like, "You find them, I'll pay you $1 each rock." I'm like, "Okay," So, walking down the road, I'm like, "Where's the fool's gold? Where's the fool's gold?"
Man, that's like so America. Like they're supporting you as a little young entrepreneur. Like if he
Selling
wants to
rocks
find
on a rock
rocks,
road that's dead end.
we'll buy rocks.
Probably not,
No lemonade stand, rocks.
probably not even a
Rocks on
cul-de-sac,
road.
just dead end.
Yeah, he said dead end.
Dead end road.
That's awesome.
Like if you keep driving, you're going to the river.
You know, one of my favorite
You're going up a cliff. We were on a hill.
one of my favorite memories was I was a young kid and like we had this big bay window and you could overlook the road that nobody ever drove on. But so I'm sitting there and like this car just flies there, just like going 90 miles an hour, and then like 2 seconds later, the police car comes by, and I'm like,
No, it's gone. All right. There's no big deal.
as a kid, I'm like, so you chose the dead end road to run from the cops. Well done, well done. So obviously they ended up in like the neighbor's driveway, and because they
That's
couldn't
awesome.
go anywhere.
There you go.
That's super cool. All
right.
Here we go. Oh, look at this. More wine.
Yeah.
How
we did not hear your hobby though.
Yeah, no, we haven't gotten that
Oh,
far.
the hobbies.
Brian wants to end
Oh,
the
yeah.
show. I'll just keep going.
Whatever.
keep
It
this
doesn't
running.
matter. Yeah.
Whatever's clever.
Let's see how much wine we have.
So my actual favorite hobby, and I actually just did this at the beginning of the month. Every year I brew. I used to be a home brewer, and I do that a lot for beer. But every October I brew a batch of amaretto for Thanksgiving. And so I started
know, right?
10 years ago.
He just
I-
gave me a gallon of it.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, 10 years ago, I started with a fifth,
Is it in
and
your
I just
backpack?
learned how to like manipulate
house.
the recipe.
0.8 miles away.
I'm up to 6 gallons of amaretto now, and I brew it every year. I didn't get it done for Thanksgiving, so I brewed it for like December 5th,
Christmas.
so it'll be ready like just after. I like to age it 30 days in the
So
bottle.
how
did
do
you
I
get
get
them
on your Black
hazelnuts?
Friday list then?
So
How do I receive presents from you?
that's actually the hardest part to get is the amaretto. The amaretto extract is the hardest to get because like I can go to any store and get like 1 ounce or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need 30 ounces for a 6
So it's
gallons.
kind of like buying Sudafed.
It's blacklisted.
Yeah,
You gotta show your
yeah.
ID to get it.
Every year, it's
Damn.
the same thing.
Was it worth it?
Just make an amaretto, man.
Yeah,
Chill out.
yeah,
You're like Breaking Bad amaretto style though.
exactly. Yeah,
I definitely need a bottle of this.
yeah.
I know, right?
It's
Not
ama-
for here. For
I'll
my
bring,
house.
yeah,
For
I'll
my
bring, some,
house.
I'll bring some by.
It's pretty amazing. And actually, there was like a sale on like dark brown sugar and like had chunks of molasses in it, and
Oh,
so
God. Where were you?
it's amazing.
Oh,
It's amazing.
sounds great.
I can't wait.
I
So
like.
So your hobby is booze related.
I
It
love,
is.
I
It
love
really is.
amaretto.
Yeah.
But it used to be beer. Now you're into booze.
well, I like both, but
That
because of the
covers
schedule,
both,
like the beer actually is more time intensive. Like I can make a batch. Like when I made it on December 5th, and it took me like 2.5, almost 3 hours from like start to finish. Like in the bottle, done, clean up, done. 3 hours. So for beer, it's more.
Yeah.
You got to
that's-
wait,
Yeah.
and then you have to rebottle it and
Gotta be
all
careful.
that. Yeah,
There's all sorts of stuff that
exactly.
happens. Yeah.
But
Beer's
because
weird.
Clean,
yeah.
clean, clean, clean,
Beer
clean,
is-
clean,
yeah, beer's
clean.
weird.
You gotta clean.
How did
Yeah.
you choose amaretto though?
I saw it in the newspaper, and I was like, that sounds like a really cool recipe. So I tried it, and I made a fifth of it, and I was like, this is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And
Did I,
from
see,
there,
did I see that in Lincoln Star? Is that the same?
No, it's
recipe?
Omaha.
Omaha. Okay.
Yeah. So, but from that one recipe, kind of grew this thing, and then that first year, it was just me. And then the second year, I'm like, I'm going to make a bigger batch. So I made a bigger batch, and I gave it to, like, the folks and all that. And they're,
Put it in our coffee,
our
you know,
dad,
enjoyed
our
it.
dad was like, this is amazing. And I'm like, oh, cool. So then the third year, I'm like, well, I'll make a bigger batch. And then so I started handing it out to some friends, and they're like, this is amazing. So like it just like grew and grew and grew and grew.
Popped off.
See,
Yeah.
now
Pop
that's
out.
Christmas.
That's
That's
awesome.
Christmas. I
Yeah.
tell everyone, like, or that's holidays, whatever. That's gift giving.
Yeah.
Gift giving is like real stuff.
I'm just
I
drinking
made
coffee.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it.
So like it's done and ready to go. The only reason I haven't given it out is because I'm trying to create a label for it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So
The
are you gonna
label
call
is
it?
going to be Drink Talk right on the
It-
front.
Oh.
Yep. So it's
Alright.
drink talk, handcrafted
Amaretto.
Amaretto, batch 2018. I have batch 2016, 2017, and 2018 at my home, so I can do all
that's
3
awesome.
years to see all the different kinds. One slip I had a few years ago, I actually tried to save some money and went to Kirkland. Went to Costco and bought the Kirkland brand vodka.
No way.
7 times distilled.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's actually Grey Goose,
It's
basically.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's amazing. The problem is it's so smooth it didn't cut through the sweetness because there's so much sugar in it. It didn't cut through the sweetness, and so it ended up being too
So
sweet.
you had to go with like Barton's or something.
I remember that. It was way too
I
sweet.
knew it. Yeah,
Yep.
I was like, Barton's has
Yep.
that bite
Yep.
Based out of Missouri.
charcoal filter.
Great.
Yeah,
great,
Barton's,
great vodka.
Barton's was my go-to. This year, I can't remember the name of it offhand, but instead of so Barton's is like $11.99
Yeah.
a handle,
Yeah.
which is super cheap.
Yeah.
I found one $9.99 handle. I can't remember the name of it, but that's what I used this
Was
year.
it down at the gas and pump?
It's Baker's.
Oh, okay.
Can you believe people can, like, young kids can just drink Barton's like straight from the bottle?
Oh,
like without
jeez,
ripping
it's-
their throat in half.
No, thank you.
It's
Yep.
insane.
Nope.
No, thank you.
And that goes back to the North 40, which is the Lonely Oaks Distillery vodka.
I don't think she was here for that conversation.
North 40?
North 40 vodka, which
Oh,
is
is that
Oh,
the
yeah, no, you were
24
here.
times distilled?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
lots
you
of
were
do
here.
it
You were
twice,
here for
yeah.
that.
Is that the romaine smash with the Dorothy Lynch floater?
sure.
Okay, I remember that one.
No, that's your new
You
custom.
got like 5 new drinks out of this podcast.
Exactly.
Port's
The
gonna be
salad
awesome.
quench? Heard.
Yeah.
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 No, we haven't
The
named it yet.
romaine lettuce.
Cherry tomato garnish.
It's gonna be.
Toss my salad.
Don't knock it till.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good name.
Toss my salad.
No, no.
Don't knock it till you try it.
But
It's gonna
don't
be-
knock it till you try
It's
it.
gonna be amazing.
Okay. Well, at least we know the romaine can't
Becoming
kill
a
you.
Todd and Tyler show right now.
All local ingredients,
down.
right?
How about salad bartender?
Salad bar.
God, when I was salad bartending,
Salad
like,
bartender.
We didn't take tosser salad very easy. You don't say that around a salad bartender.
Or
Tender my salad.
tender bar
That's
salad.
even worse.
That's even worse. You know what, guys? I didn't get to hear what are your favorite drinks. I'm so sorry. And maybe that's backtracking.
No, you're good. Britt, why don't you go? Because I'll.
Favorite drinks. Yeah,
Okay.
we did talk about it, but I will bring it up
sorry.
again. You weren't here. It's okay.
Anything specific? Like, are we going like mixed drinks, beer,
Mixed-
Ooh,
wine?
you know what? What is your favorite bourbon-based drink?
Ooh, bourbon-based drink.
my
So-
favorite bourbon.
Ooh,
Like-
just straight up bourbon.
I will do straight up bourbon.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So last night I was hanging out with a bunch of UP executives and all that stuff, and I made a sidecar drink.
Yes.
And I
Well-
made it with Contra and with
Juicy,
the orange
juicy,
Yeah,
liqueur.
Cointreau.
juicy couture.
Cointreau. And then I
Contra is an awesome video game.
yeah,
Contra
Cointreau
is a great game.
I don't know how to pronounce.
A B A B left right A B A B A start select or something like that.
And then I mixed a brandy with it.
Okay.
And then he didn't have any oranges, which I would have loved to do just like a fresh squeezed orange in it.
Yeah.
But he had a grapefruit liqueur, and so I did a little dash of grapefruit liqueur, and everybody was like, "This is like the best sidecar I've ever had." I'm like, "It's not really a sidecar. I kind of
Yeah.
foobarred the
Yeah.
ingredients,
Sounds
but
amazing, though.
it was great.
Citrus.
The,
Yeah.
the grapefruit really pulled it off, and it was awesome.
I love the sidecar. That was the first drink I ever made for my parents as like a child.
Nice. Nice.
As a child, I was
I was
8
like
years old.
I know, literally, I was 10 years old. I had looked up recipes.
And that's why you're a bartender now.
Totally, it totally is. It totally is.
The first time I ever had a sidecar, I made the 8-ball on the rack or the break.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
so pretty cool.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds
He
cool.
was playing pool.
Cool, yeah.
Got it.
You got the
Dr.
8
John.
ball.
Oh, the 8-ball on the break.
8 ball in the corner pocket.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can't tell you what
win.
I was thinking.
You win.
Do you win if you do that?
You win.
No. 8 ball?
Eight ball on the corner pocket off the break.
win?
On the break, yeah.
So
Yeah, you break. You
I
win.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's the game of the goal is to put the 8 ball in the corner pocket, right?
yeah. So now every time I play pool, I just have a sidecar, even if I'm not drinking.
And I pretend I win every time.
Even if I'm not drinking, because I always have a Busch Light next to it. That's actually my true sidecar.
Yeah.
But
The sidecar is the cousin of the margarita.
That's
Isn't
your-
that cool?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's in that
Absolutely
family.
it
I love it. Obviously, you guys know that.
Yes.
We have a show called Drink Talk.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but like my favorite, like if I'm going to do mixed drinks, like my go-to, if I want to find out the level of the bartender, I
Yeah.
order an old-fashioned.
Yeah.
But like if I know the level of the bartender, then it's a Sazerac.
Nice.
That's my
No,
favorite.
that's very smart.
I guess
Absolutely love it.
I've never thought about doing it that way.
Sazerac.
Yeah, I
I
do
should
that
try
too.
that sometime.
So my other one, a Hendrix, OJ, and Creme de Violet.
Creme de violin. What
I
is
don't
it?
even know what
Violet.
that is.
Creme de Violet's it's a lavender liqueur.
Oh.
So it's basically like a gin and juice, but we call it a woman's touch because
Laid
it turns like
back.
this beautiful
With my
purple.
mind, I'm my money,
Yeah, my money on my mind. Isn't that what bartending is all about?
Right. All those memories, yeah. I'm flooding back.
How do you determine the level of a bartender?
An old-fashioned.
That's it, right?
You know,
then and there.
if you serve me something
Oh,
with like a maraschino
after-
cherry
after-
and then like it's super sweet and like I'm like, okay, you don't know how to make an old fashioned.
Oh, you're
No,
talking about
that's-
after you get the cocktail.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I think you're talking about just walking in. Looking
No.
at
See,
it.
and for me, walking in, if I see maraschino cherries, I'm like, I'm not ordering an old fashioned.
Exactly.
That's my marker.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I remember
no.
my first aha moment was Alziri from Spirit
Oh
World.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good
so-
guy. He's been on the show.
Yeah.
He was actually on the show called California, The Fire in the Mud. Remember when it was on fire and then they had the mudslides after?
Yeah.
And we drank mudslides on that show.
Because he's like, listen,
But when the show ended, as soon as we ended, he did absinthe, lit it on fire, and then poured the mudslide over the absinthe. And I'm like, why didn't you do that on the show? He's like, I didn't want to set your place on fire, man. And I reached down and I grabbed the fire extinguisher. I'm like, I got you, man. It would have been so much cooler if you would have done that on the show.
Alziri's pretty dope.
He is.
he knows a lot.
He's dope.
oh,
dude.
he's
He's
amazing.
like
Smart
a
man.
He's like a walking drink book.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
like, what do you want to know?
Exactly.
I wish I had
Sounds
his
amazing.
vest collection.
Right.
His vest collection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, dude.
He's got his vest collection.
I wish I had his ponytail.
So I went
Amen.
and visited him at Spirit World, and he's like, "Hey, you want a drink?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, I want a drink." And he's like, "What do you have?" And I was like, "I want your version of an old fashioned." And so he made me his version of an old fashioned, served it in this amazing cup. I don't even know what it was,
Goblet.
but like there was like
gauntlet?
there was no.
Was it?
Yeah, so in an old fashioned, there's
Like a
things and
war
stuff,
term?
right? You
Gauntlet?
got like ice cubes, you
Yeah.
got things and stuff in
Yeah.
there, and there was no things and stuff in it. It was all booze.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I'm looking at it, and he's like,
Probably a pre-mixed bottle.
Are you confused? And I was like,
No, hopefully not.
I'm used
Not
to
at all.
like
There wasn't even an orange peel?
Tastes
there
like
was
10.
nothing in there.
Okay.
So he he's one of those bartenders that carries like
Yeah.
orange
Yeah.
zest spritzer.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is literally all booze and a little spritzer on there.
Yeah.
He's like, tell me what you think.
Yeah.
And it was freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And there was nothing in it.
Yeah.
Like no things and stuff.
It was clean.
yeah. It was
Neat.
It was
Very neat.
amazing.
I gotta meet this guy.
And so then
You never met Alzari?
after that I was like,
I was just guessing on the ponytail.
I'll
that's
take-
my level
He has a
of
ponytail. He does.
really?
yeah.
It's no joke.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
see, but that's a well-crafted
Good
bartender.
man. He's a good
Absolutely.
man.
You're carrying your own accoutrement, you know,
Yeah.
you're getting
Yeah.
everything going. It's totally different.
From that moment on, I was like, "That's my bar." Like, what's your level of bartending?
He was
like,
talking about my stash at my house, and I'm like, stash at my house? I don't know. I drink everything that I have in my house, so there's no stash at my house.
No way.
I buy it, and then
I drink it.
then we drink it.
I'm like the opposite. That's the only thing weird. I literally have like this insane amount
Wall
of
of
liquor.
cool stuff.
Never drink at home.
Yeah. The only thing that's there is a coffee liqueur.
Right
That's
now,
there on my
Do you
shelf.
ever pick it up like I just
I get
can't.
some bitters, you know,
Yeah.
like we got that.
All
you know.
right.
I've got a Busch Light on the counter that has a hole in the aluminum can.
On the bottom because you've been
full
chugging
circle
it.
And the,
Busch
the
Light.
mold's actually coming out of the top of it right now.
Always back to the Busch Light.
And he owns a bar. He's like a quandary. It's amazing.
No.
A quandary.
Well, that's like when you're bartending and
It's a
someone's
good
like,
word.
"What's your favorite drink to make?" You're like, "A Jack on the Rocks." What do you need? Like,
Strawberry margarita. That's what I really need.
Exactly. Did we ever so the overall drink? Did we ever get onto that, or did we just did he go on left
We
field?
kind of moved out to left
Yeah.
field.
Did you explain your overall go-to drink?
So okay.
Either making or drinking, either one.
So again, you were talking about level of bartender.
Yeah.
My number one is if I look around, I'm like, I don't trust quite what you guys have on your mind.
Right.
It's so French 75, like I said, that's if I know I'm in a place where I'm gonna get a great drink.
Right.
Otherwise, it's gonna be what we kind of the first time I had it was here at Cedar was Hendrix, OJ, Creme de Violet. I love Creme de Violet. I love the aviation, and so that's kind of like my step down aviation. It's beautiful.
So if you go to a bar that says we're rum and cokes, what do you order?
I order some bourbon on the rock. Usually like a Michter. Actually, Michter's rye.
Oh, I love Michter. Michter's is
rye.
my favorite.
Dude, it's
Love it.
just
You
and
know
it's
who-
so
Chances
smooth.
are they're not going to have that,
Yeah.
though.
You know who
No,
turned me on to
it's
Michter's?
Because all they have is Bud and Bud Light. And,
No, you're right. And
Well, are you at the VFW?
I am. Actually, I am.
do you like Rittenhouse rye?
Joel from Proof
Yeah.
turned me on to Michter's.
Yeah, I love Michter's.
amazing.
I love Rittenhouse rye. I love rye. Honestly, I like to.
I like to use
Total.
rye in mixed drinks, but I still like drinking it by itself.
Dude, have you had Rabbit Hole gin?
Yes, well, not gin. No, I keep Rabbit Hole rye
They
actually.
do a great job, but their gin, it's barrel aged.
Huh?
So it
Interesting.
is so interesting and it's so deep. It's amazing. It makes a good old fashioned actually. If you like to experiment and do like a gin old fashioned, Rabbit Hole gin.
Yeah,
That's a great one.
I'm fine with
The
finding
Rabbit
new
Hole
things.
is actually a
That's
neat
actually-
little place downtown.
Oh yeah, the Wicked Rabbit.
Yeah,
The Wicked Rabbit, that's it.
Wicked Rabbit.
If you know how to get in there.
If you know somebody, that
Right,
knows
be
somebody.
careful, dude. They are not kidding about letting you in there.
What's
Get these
this
and
place
go.
all about?
It's called the Wicked Rabbit. It's downtown. You really
This is on the Missouri. You said Rapids? Wicked Rapids?
Wicked Rabbit.
Yes.
Oh, Wicked.
Bring a helmet and a life jacket.
Okay.
It's downtown. If you don't know where it's at,
I'm going
I'm
with
not
you.
going to tell you where it's at.
Okay, this place sounds kind of cool. I think it said Rapids. I'm sorry. I
you-
keep thinking about Whitewater.
So you go
Rapids.
into this place and you have to know about this place, and then the bookshelf opens to
Whoa.
let you in.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you ask the right questions.
Sometimes
pretty cool.
Sometimes I open my flip phone to see if I can get into places.
Your flip phone.
I wish I had a flip phone. I wish I
know.
could go away from all the.
I wish I didn't have to text and somebody could get a hold of me right away.
I can't
and
stand
all of
apps.
that.
Or
I
passcodes.
remember
or
when
usernames.
texting was fun? It was like
1, 2, 3.
666-4444-33-1112-1.
Exactly. It was
T9
one.
word.
I just
Do
created
it every
one
day.
word.
Do it every day.
It took me 8 strokes.
If you had a smartphone, you could do voice
It's
to
a
text.
I think it's a Kyocera. Great phone. I've had it for like 20 years.
Nokia is the way.
Nokia.
to go.
was my
yeah,
old
yeah.
phone.
Nokia was my first phone.
Yeah.
The blue and silver Nokia.
Probably, how old are you?
Probably
How
still
old are you?
works.
The brick.
I was probably 19.
Wow, it's a good age to get a phone.
Yeah,
I got
37 now. I mean,
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Cheers to that. Yeah, mine was a Qualcomm because my dad thought I needed a
Qualcomm.
businessman's phone as my first cell phone. Like,
hold on.
That was like the fake BlackBerry.
My wife bought her car from her dad, and it had a car phone.
yes,
Oh, cool.
yes.
Had a car phone.
Was it functional still?
I mean, you could dial 911 and get that, but yeah,
I
it's
still am
still
shocked.
functional to that.
I'm still
but,
shocked
Yeah,
that you
you
could
could
dial
just make
anything.
general phone calls on it anymore. And any phone, inactive or not, you can still dial 911 on it, and it will go through.
Whoa.
Have you guys ever used OnStar?
Yeah.
Speaking
Yes.
of,
It's mandatory. You
Never
have
tried
to.
it.
You have to have that.
That's good to know.
It's an emergency thing. I have old cell phones that still have charges on them.
You can still dial 911.
You could still dial 911.
I think that was a good
It's
tip.
an emergency thing.
I just carry around
You
flare guns.
have to push that through. You have to gain access to that.
I think that was
Yeah.
a good tip for
That's-
people to know, just
Yeah.
in case.
There you go. Fun fact.
That's a
Hopefully
great, that's a
Uber
great
can
fact.
get in on that. Like, should you still be able to get an Uber? Like, in case
If you
find
dial
a phone.
311, you get an Uber.
Best modern convenience, by the way, especially
It's
as anyone
modern
in this
convenience.
industry. Yeah.
That
Anyone
phone you
in this
don't need.
industry,
It's an inactive phone. You can still dial 911 on
Uber
it.
and Lyft. Those are the best things you could ever
Instant
have had for the bar
gratification.
industry.
All right.
Yeah, I guess I got to get up and start bar back.
Yeah, I was
Right?
just thinking
Is
the
this
same
about where
thing.
we
I'm
are?
like, I think this is the end.
That party of strippers that just walked in is going to be a fucking hassle. I guarantee you.
And we all turned to look. Isn't that awesome?
I can't believe
We're all like, what?
I can't believe she's still here. I thought she was gonna head out.
I'm working on it.
It's his girlfriend, so.
Yeah, I know.
All
Right?
right, ladies and gentlemen, this is an episode of Drink Talk. We've been talking with some bartenders. We've been talking with Nick, the owner.
It wasn't really an interview. It was more of a conversation.
I know you told me to put interview.
It was
I'm like,
probably
listen.
conversation.
Was it an interview? Did I miss out?
Well, the name, the title that I
That's
put
the
for
way we
Facebook
started, but it's more of a. It
You're on
turned out
Facebook?
to be more of a conversation.
Yeah,
That's
just
awesome.
worked out good.
Facey
right?
space.
Facey space.
Yeah.
No, I think it went really well. I think people are going to come here because of this.
I'm sure. We'll go with that.
Nick, one fact about you that we should have heard this whole time that we didn't.
One fact we
Just one.
should have heard.
Yeah, one fact. We
Please
should
bring
know.
that up.
One fact.
This is going
A
at the beginning.
factoid.
I'm going to
Yeah.
cut this
Factoid.
and put it at the beginning. Actually.
Come on. What? How? How did this? What? One fact about this whole
Inception?
community- Yeah, the community you created with Cedar. Just one. Because I find it fascinating.
Yeah, just by keeping in touch with a lot of people over the years and networking in a way where I didn't even realize I was networking,
Yeah.
but just kept doing it. I guess it kind of came natural. I don't really know for sure, but
Okay.
I was kind of all over the place and met people from every part of, the country, and they keep coming in town, and a lot of people from Omaha for sure. And yeah, I don't know, just being cool with people, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'd have to say location is great. If you do your demographic and you spread out from this location, some of the bars within the mile zone of this place are kind of country bars, or rednecks. Like they're kind of country type.
I've never
bars.
been to any of the bars around here, so I wouldn't know.
But if I'm looking for if I'm looking for something,
Actually, I really don't leave Countryside Village.
if I'm looking for
Home
something,
away from home.
if I'm looking for something upscale, this is where I'm going to come.
Right.
This is an upscale bar.
Right.
And is
Is
if
it,
you
though?
do your demographic of 1 mile to 2 miles of this place, if you can just name one upscale bar within 2 miles of this place.
I'd say it has upscale amenities, but it's not. But it's non-pretentious. It's just different than what
It's
other
upscale.
bars
It's
are.
nice.
It's like an
Just-
upscale dive, dude.
Like, if you asked me what
Upscale
football game
dive,
was, the
I
NFL
like
game
that.
was on right now, I wouldn't have any idea.
Yeah.
Hey, last night I was here. I was hanging out with you, and you had the volleyball game on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we lost.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But now everything's going viral. Did you see the picture of the locker room of theirs?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. So now this is a live viral thing that's going on. They took a picture of the girls coming into their locker room with the trophies, like yeah. But on the chalkboard,
Yeah.
there was a Christmas tree with a gun pointed at Herbie Husker with a middle finger pointed at Herbie Husker.
Yeah.
It's a live
right.
viral thing going on right now.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's why I really
So
don't get into
weird.
sports, because of stuff like that.
But why would you take that picture and why would you put it out there?
To go viral.
Wow,
That's life now. Go viral, man.
that's the
Right.
stuff that always goes
Yeah,
behind
go
the
viral.
scenes in the locker room, and I don't begrudge you for that. Fine.
Yeah.
You want to get the right.
they were trying to go. There was some camaraderie going on.
Could be-
and
could be worse. It
They,
could have been
were
like
getting the girls
an Elvis
together.
drawing or something.
But it was just weird that picture was taken.
No,
It's weird that
No,
there
it
was
was-
a photographer in their locker room to take that picture,
So,
Yeah.
which was weird.
so the
Kind of a
Brit-
setup
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. But people
The
want
act-
to go viral.
the actual picture though
Right.
is them.
They've already came out and apologized. Stanford,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It was Stanford, right?
I thought I could have
Yes,
sworn
it
that
was
was
Stanford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanford, #1 team in the country.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
#1 seed.
Well, now they are because they won the
#1 team,
trophies.
seed. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that. All right, we're gonna end it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're done. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it,
Thank you
guys.
for-
Thanks
yeah.
for coming down here and chatting.
Cheers. Can we have one last cheers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Let's
I've
raise
got
glasses.
my,
What was
and
it,
cheers.
Capote, that said champagne for my real friends and real pain for my sham friends?
Oh,
I like
nice.
that.
The way to
Nice.
end that. I like that.
I thought that was Rihanna, but that's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Britt.
I'm Brian.
Nicholas.
Aisha.